What's up, fellas? How you doing? Welcome to the Atomic Drop Podcast. I'm the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry, and we got Cowboy Dave, the Showstopper.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Mr. Fuji, Paul Spencer. What's up, fellas?
I'm feeling good, man. Out of the hospital, and I'm back, man. I'm back.
Are you back? Are you ready?
I'm back. Feeling good.
I love it.
You sound a little raspy there, Paul. You all right?
Yeah, well, guys know I coach football, and I wasn't allowed on the field today due to the parents, saying, Paul, you need to take your ass home, go home. But my voice, I had to scream from the stands before we got stopped in the first quarter due to lightning. But we were up 21-0, and I lost my voice because I had to scream the plays out loud. So I lost my voice today, sort of.
You could tell. You hear it, that even though the game was cut short, you could hear it.
Yeah, that was only the first quarter.
You got your money's worth in one quarter. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, we were up 21-0.
Did it start raining during the first quarter or after the first quarter?
No, it came with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. It was just like, you seen the video that Dan posted, that hail? That's what it was like, with all rain coming down within a matter of 3 to 4 minutes. And we were going to play, of course, but then lightning came down. I'm like, let's go home.
Yep. That's crazy.
So as the lightning hits,
game over.
Before we get started, we got a couple comments to roll through here.
Or game suspended, I should say, right?
Adam.
We got number one, Adam Glenn.
What's up, Adam?
He says, "Woo up yet?" I don't know what that means. He's probably asking how come we're not.
What's up? Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is. What's up? Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
He's able to decipher the Adamisms. All right.
Hey, I'm trying.
And there is our favorite lady, Eileen. What's up, Eileen? She said it's a party tonight. Party in the house.
Yeah. Eileen's in the house. You know it's a party if Eileen's here.
Adam says what for what's up? Yeah.
We got you, Adam. We got you.
Is he doing the Stone Cold? What? And then, of course, Eileen, my favorite three people together. There we go.
Hey, Eileen, we appreciate that. It means a lot.
All right, so guys, let's kick it off. Payback. You two.
Payback.
I was camping for Payback, so I did not see any of Payback. I saw some highlights, and of course, Paul. He's rubbing his eyes. He's wiping the tears away. Paul, why are you upset?
Well,
why are you upset?
Well, I'll make it quick because I might lose my voice during this, but it was an awesome trip. We went up there. We got our tickets. Great seats in the beginning. Then Dave couldn't scan his damn little key card thing for the tickets. So we're like, what the hell, Dave? You got bootleg tickets. What the hell is going on? So the guy pulls us aside and he's like, go up there or whatever. There's like 5 or 6 guys behind us too, Dave. Remember that? That couldn't scan their tickets. So we got services and I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. Dave, you lied to me. You just wanted to screw Mr. Fuji. You're scared of the plan, whatever. And then the lady asked for his name. He's like, Dave. And he's like, wait, no, it's under my wife's name. She goes and pulls out an envelope. And it says his wife's name on it. I'm like, what is this? Are we been up?
No, it had my name on it. I thought
it had your wife's on there.
No. It said Dave on it. It did.
And then we go up there, and he's like, you guys are in the Captain Morgan suite. First thing that hits my mind is, Lib knows I'm coming. Liv Morgan, Captain Morgan, we've been upgraded to the Captain Morgan suite. So I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm jumping around. Dave's like, stop. We go there. We go in there, we sit down, and this beautiful seats. I mean, we're at the top of the row in the VIP suite. And then about 20 minutes, Dave, I get the VIP host, and I'm like, excuse me, can we move down there? We do a podcast. He's like, hold on, let me see what I can do. Ken, about 20 minutes later, right before the first match, he's like, Paul, come on down. Dave's taking pictures. I'm taking pictures. I grab Dave. I'm like, let's go. And Dave's like, where are we going? I'm like, we must be in the front row. We're out of the box. Ken, we were in the first row right behind the cameraman until maybe like 2 hours into the event, Dave, he came over and said, we have a handicapped couple coming down.
Yeah.
No, please go ahead and sit in the front. We'll move to the second. But
that's awesome.
Long story short, great match, but we didn't execute the plan.
Well, the plan didn't go as followed, but I think with the Trish match and the Trish Becky match was so good, and everybody was so into it, and still to this day, I mean, I can't figure out how Becky held her feet so she did not fall off that cage. I still can't figure that out. That was unbelievable.
I mean, seen a different view of it, Dave. We were, right in front of the ring where the main camera's at.
Right, exactly.
You can see it from there where Becky's legs were inside the cage there.
Inside, we didn't, right? We couldn't see that part, right? Exactly.
It was so crazy when we watched it. We were like, "How?" We got home, we watched it. Remember for a little bit.
I know, and we both looked at each other like, "How in the world?"
You know what? As much as we dog Trish Stratus about, hey, that was your swan song, get out of here. If it was, kudos to you because that was one hell of an event she put on.
And it's funny because after the match was over, and then Zoe Stark went off on Trish at the end, and we saw that. But after all that happened, the whole crowd was yelling, "You still got it!"
Yeah.
And
thank you, Trish.
And Trish was so overwhelmed when it was over, and was like, "You still got it! You still got it!" And next thing you know, Trish was like loving it. Like it was like, I can still do this, and she can. I mean, as much as we've been dogging Trish and Becky for the past 4 weeks, I'm tired of seeing it. It's getting old.
Right.
But at that point, it was like, okay, maybe it's old, but Trish, you can still go, and that was the best part about it. That's what I liked about it.
When you fall a backwards fall all the way down from the top of the cage, all the way down your back, and then get up from that.
Yeah,
that's insane. I give you 100% credit.
Yeah, I mean, and she was also. I mean, I know Zoe slapped her in the face and said, "I'm done with you." Took her shirt off, threw it off of her. I threw it on her. We get all that, but Trish, she still got it. She just does, and kudos to her.
Did you see the picture of her all beaten up and bruised?
Yeah, she was. She was definitely beat up. There was no doubt about it.
Yeah, one picture of her back was all black and blue, basically. My God.
And kudos to Becky too. And Becky was awesome. Becky really. I mean, they carried each other in the match. They really did.
It's a great match.
It really was. I mean, as much as you dog both of them because you're tired of seeing them, it was really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So guys, what was your favorite match of the night? Did you have a favorite? Was there one that really stood out to you guys?
I think we agree on this one, Dave.
I think it definitely had to be KO and Sammy. Because what KO did off that top of that guard, when he jumped off that thing, I was like, wow. I mean, the whole place erupted.
Was that the city street fight, right?
Yeah, the street fight. They put they had the Penguin jerseys on, they had the hockey sticks. And,
the funny thing is with that hockey stick thing, we were watching the match and it happened right in front of us within 25 feet where it happened. Where Priest hit him over the barricade, they both went over, and they were celebrating with what's his name, Dirty Dom on the ramp there, and we're all looking around, still seeing what's going on. I smacked Dave. I'm like, look down.
I didn't see it.
I seen the whole thing. I have it on video. I videoed the whole thing because when you watch it live, you see different aspects of the camera view.
Right.
So we guys are seeing you don't see Sami Zayn behind the barricade. I have my camera out. There's two duffel bags right there. Mm-hmm. They're both reaching the double bags, putting on Penguins jerseys, putting on the knee pads, getting out the hockey sticks. I'm like,
they had the hockey gloves on too, and they had the hockey sticks, and
it was insane.
It was funny because Paul said to me, "Dave, look down." I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. And I'm turning, and there's two hiding behind the what do you call it, the boxes? Or I'm sorry, the barricade. They're hiding behind it so you couldn't see them. And then they come out of nowhere with Penguins jerseys on.
Yeah, they start slapping the barricade with their hockey sticks, and I'm like, oh my! And it happened within 20 feet from us, Dave, right below us.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was insane.
But if that was my favorite match of the night. I mean, I kind of have that in a tie with Trish and Becky because I thought Trish and Becky killed it. I just did.
Match. Trish and Becky were the first match.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the first match of the night. It was, and it was a perfect to get the crowd going. That match really did get the crowd going.
But go ahead, Ken.
I seen clips of the chants after the steel cage match of the "You Still Got It," and Trish kind of overwhelmed a little bit, and I also did see one where she cursed out a fan or something like that. So something.
Oh, she did.
At the very beginning when she's coming out, yeah. We actually heard it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was great because when her entrance music hit, she's walking down the ramp, okay, or walking down to the cage. She walks to the steel steps, and somebody said something to her in the crowd. And she turned around and she played it beautifully. I mean, she just she said to that person, she's like, yeah, whatever she said, I couldn't read lips at the time, but it was like, the person, and when she said it to the fan was like, wow, like she didn't see it coming, you know.
The same one that I'm thinking of. She said something to the effect of, if we have any kids watching, put your earmuffs on. 3, 2, 1. She said something like, "Go fuck yourself" or something.
Right. I didn't want to say that, but that's what I thought it was, and I was like, did she really say that? And I thought to myself, no way. And now that you say that, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
No, it was viewed on YouTube everywhere, like a million
it was.
views.
Yeah.
Exact words Ken said. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that fan had to say something legit, like,
right,
for her to go that far. During a WWE live event,
well,
what I mean?
He probably said, you don't have it anymore, or you suck, or whatever the case was.
I'm sure.
Well, probably right, but I mean, but she played it off so well, and she, because she's a professional. That's what she does.
She went a little over.
I mean, if that was me, I think I would have went over the barrier and kicked the crap out of the guy.
But here's the thing with that Judgment Day victory over Sammy and Kevin. Do you think they would have won if there was no interference from Dirty Dom? Okay, and Rhea put freaking KO through.
Well, JD McDonough, he came in the match too, so
it
was
hit him with
like
the briefcase. Hit him with the
right,
briefcase.
exactly. So, I mean, for Sammy to Kevin to lose the titles like that, it wasn't. I mean, I didn't personally. I didn't think they would lose the titles on that pay-per-view, but.
I just didn't. I didn't think Judgment Day and Rhea would.
But there was no DQ in the match anyway, so you really can't say that because it was all. It was all true. Everything was a go. So
true.
With JD McDonough coming in there and helping them, which he did, yeah, and you saw that coming. I mean, that was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
But I mean, Judgment Day is just running Raw right now. They're running SmackDown.
And now they're on SmackDown as well. So
right. And I hate to say it, but they are, and that's what WWE wants them to do.
And Dave, you know what? I'll tell you 3 experiences that I will never forget. Of course, it was great, being with you up there. Of course, great, time. But the 3 things I'll never forget.
What's that?
Seeing LA Knight, how the fans love him, Dave.
Oh,
I don't have the video. I have it on my phone. I'll put it on out of the box. But it was so funny how we had members standing next to us outside, and we would say, "Hey, do me a favor, go out there and get the crowd pumped up by LA Knight."
Right, that was great.
We had so many people just like, "Oh, I'll do it." Oh, hey, and the whole crowd was just like an echo through like 3 miles of places. The other one was Shinsuke Nakamura. His entrance is so iconic. I love it. And the number one to me, I'm not a Rollins fan, but I said, Dave, is this really going to get serious? Mm-hmm. When he just stands there like this, it is the most amazing thing I think I've ever heard live. It's insane.
Yeah, that whole crowd going with it.
But you got to remember, to Paul, that's the first time he's ever witnessed it. I've seen it before because I was in Baltimore. I've seen it many times, but it gets better. It's kind of like
the longer it goes, the better it gets.
Right, the longer it goes, better it gets. But you have to compare it to Cody's too, because Cody was insane too, when Cody's music comes out, everybody does the same thing when Cody's music comes out. So it's kind of like the same. Seth's is a little bit better, I think. Because everybody can he could stand in the middle of the ring and everybody could sing that song for 20 minutes.
But there was one part of the show that I thought I was going to fall down. The whole seats were going to fall down. You remember what that was?
What?
It's when Cody Rhodes mentioned main event Jay.
Yeah, the place erupted.
Oh my God, I actually had to hold on like, holy shit.
It really did. I mean, that Pittsburgh crowd was really good. I got to be. They were hyped the whole time. Mm-hmm. Especially standing outside, Ken. It was great. We stand outside. Everybody's yelling, LA Knight. I mean, everybody did it, And it was like, the one guy was like, this crowd's got to get better than this. At first, it didn't work out. Everybody was like, oh, whatever. And then we started doing it. And then everybody started to get into it. So it was kind of like, it was kind of cool to stand out there and watch everybody having a good time.
And you know what, Dave? I reached out to somebody we met out there. He's
You did.
He's the producer from 106 The Fan in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So he'll be hopping on some shows pretty soon, too. So,
awesome.
Yes.
We just happened to be standing there, and Paul was talking to the guy, and he goes, "Where are you from?" And he was saying, I do a radio show at 106.1, whatever it was.
106.7 The Fan.
106.7, yeah, okay. And we were like, "Oh, you want to be on our show?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, cool. We'll jump you on."
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Like what are the chances of that? It's,
right. You never know who you're going to run into in this kind of shows. You just don't know.
And I remember Dave killed like 30 of those bugs standing in line.
Those those red bugs that I forget. Yeah, they're horrible. Oh my god.
They're everywhere right now. They're starting to.
Dave Chase won 2 miles down the street. Yeah, Dave Chase won 2 miles down the street.
I did. I got him though.
I got him though.
Well, they're pretty. They're quick. You get really close. You think you got the little bastard, and all of a sudden they jump, fly off, and they land.
Well, they say you have to kill them. If you don't, it makes it worse.
They flip you off, and you go to stop again. You just miss.
Paul had one on his shoulder.
Oh my god, that son of a bitch traveled with me from the line all the way to our front row seats.
He got him good too.
Eileen says Judgment Day is replacing the Bloodline. Essentially, I don't know. I think after tonight's SmackDown, it seems like the Bloodline might be trying to regroup a little bit. I mean, we haven't seen Roman since SummerSlam.
Yeah, where's Roman?
Did see him. We see him the next day on Raw, or 2 days later on Raw, I think. Or did we?
No, I don't think I haven't seen Roman in a while.
Have we not seen him since the match? I thought we seen him. No, he was on.
He might have been on Raw.
Front to Jimmy on SmackDown.
Right.
And Roman was there kind of like laughing about it and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But that's the last time we seen Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's been a while. So,
I mean, he wasn't on.
I don't know if they're replacing him. It seems like the Bloodline might be regrouping, but the Judgment Day is hot right now. They're on fire.
Wow.
I was surprised, guys, that that they kept the tag team belts universal. I thought they're like, we talked about this last episode.
Right.
If Judgment Day were to win, what would happen with the belts? Would they split them or not? I said I thought they would have split them because Judgment Day was Raw,
right?
And that way you have tag champions on Raw and a different set of tag champions on SmackDown. But now you have Judgment Day on Monday nights and Friday nights now. So
well, we were talking about this in the crowd. We were talking about the tag team titles, and I said to one of the people in the crowd that we were talking to, I said, is it the SmackDown titles or is it the Raw titles they're going to lose today? Because they were facing Judgment Day, and I thought to myself, it could be the Raw titles because Judgment Day's on Raw. But one of the people we were talking to, no, it'd be both titles. I'm like, why? Because both shows, it's for both shows. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Well, you know what? That's a great thing, like you said, Dave. With both of them being the Universal Tag Team Champions now, even the announcer said it tonight. Judgment Day, Finn, and Priest can come on any show anytime they want because they're the Universal Tag Team Champions, which I think that is good. It's like that's what the people want to see. You want to see a tag team champion come on Raw, SmackDown. Are they going to make a appearance? Oh, they're champs. They're coming. You never know with them. And plus, Judgment Day is ruling everything. It's like
Judgment Day is just running. They're running WWE right now. They just are.
My first thought was now we have Mr. Money in the Bank on Mondays and Fridays. So both champions, if you ever do see Roman Reigns again, they have to be looking over their shoulders. Seth Rollins with his hurt back and Roman Reigns with his absence. But when he does it back,
that's the thing we were thinking at Payback too. Like after it all happened, because remember how I asked you, Dave? You've been to a lot of events. After the show ended, it was on the WWE Extra. The next week, where Shinsuke do him against the big screen.
Right.
Now, we actually thought. I asked you. I was like, Dave, is Priest coming out now? Like, no, he can't. The show's over.
Show's over.
Like,
yes.
Like, this would be the perfect time.
Well, when the show's over when you see Michael Cole and Adam.
Dave, remember I laughed and I was like, what's her name? What's her name?
When Cole and Graves are gone, the show's over.
What was that girl's name? What was the ring announcer that's with Ricochet?
Jackie something, I think.
No, not Jackie.
I think it's Jackie something.
Is it?
I think so.
I think it is.
Where's our backstage producer?
I don't know her list. I know it's Jackie something.
Ricochet's old lady, fiance. What the ring?
Whatever her name's. Remember, I looked down. I was like, "Holy shit! Look at her. She's got her purse and everything on her shoulder, ready to go."
Yeah,
like,
she was gone. Yep.
She was gone.
Well, I don't know. So there's been times where shows have gone off the air, and they used to do that on Raw a lot, where it ended at I think it was 10 o'clock or whatever, but the match was still going on, so you wouldn't know what happened until the next week. Well, then they extended it by 5 or 10 minutes, but there has been times where matches that were decided when it wasn't live on TV anymore.
Well, that's what they call dark matches. When the show's over, you'll see a match afterwards that they call
Samantha Irvin.
That's a whole new match. So
Samantha Irvin. Okay, Samantha Irvin. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Eileen. I knew you would know.
But you know what? It was a long event. I mean, it was over 3 hours long.
It was over 3 hours long. It was.
Wow,
it was.
Wow.
That's just a minor pay per view. If it's a major pay per view, one of the big four, you're looking at 4+ hours.
But I mean, okay, the Trish match, the Trish and Becky match took a good 40 minutes at least
a half hour. At least
okay, and then you put in the Grayson Waller effect. That was another 20 minits. With who was I think it was Cena. I'm sorry, it was
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, right? It was Cody, and that was great because he brought out Jimmy Uso. That took out that was a good half hour. It was like 25-20. That killed time.
That was yeah.
So between those two they did what they did, and then the KO match was long too, if you think about it. Because the KO Sammy match, that was a good half hour.
I actually thought they were coming up next to us because the area was cleared out right next to us.
It was. Yeah.
I said, Dave, look, they got like 30 security guards running right in front of us. I was like, holy! I'm talking to the lady next to me. I'm like, look, they're coming up here.
That would have been awesome,
dude. When Kevin went off that top and he did that swanton onto that table. That place, Ken, let me tell you, that place erupted. It was like, wow. Even I was saying, well, I haven't seen Kevin Devins doing that in a long time. So
that was far away from us too. But I was like, I held my phone up as high as I could, you know.
I couldn't get it. I was too far back.
I was holding my hand up this way. I got it on film, and I'm like, holy shit! And then you got home and watched. You're like, wow, that's what it looked like. Because we didn't see the bottom part. We seen the top part.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to grade the show, I would give it a high B plus. It wasn't really an A, because B payback. I mean, okay, we had titles. We did have titles that were changing hands, which was fine. Tag team titles. That was probably the most obvious one that was going to happen. But with Judgment Day, I'm sorry, with Seth winning. I think people were surprised about that because I think a lot of people. I thought a lot of people would think that Shinsuke really had a chance to win this, and the way the match went, it kind of looked like it was going to be Shinsuke.
He was dominating the whole match. He
did dominate the whole time
until that one curb stop came about, and that's how it ended.
And then at the end, right, exactly. But I'll tell you, Seth, you can tell Seth's hurt. Seth's definitely hurt. Yeah. He's not 100% by any stretch.
He's going to have some more Shinsuke, so he has more.
But I love the fact that he's. I know I'm talking a lot today. I'm sorry, but I like the fact that he's defending this title constantly. Yeah, and, Roman's not doing that.
Right.
Seth's doing it more than Roman is.
Well, like Adam Glenn brings up here, says Roman has been champ for 3 years. Roman, there has been points in his title reign where he defended a lot. So Seth is fairly new. He's champion since what WrestleMania, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's barely been champion a fraction of what Roman has. So you can't really compare the two. I mean, currently, yes, but 3 years, there's been moments where Roman, defended a lot, and that was just.
Now, what cracks me up is everybody keeps saying, "Okay, the Judgment Day is running WWE." That's fine. Okay, and they are. I'm not saying they're not. The bloodline, it's kind of there, but it's kind of not because you're kind of losing Jimmy. You lost Jay. And Paul and Roman are trying to keep it together. With Solo, I get that. But think about this, guys. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this the other day. Do you know who runs wrestling right now? Who runs professional wrestling right now?
Liv Morgan. Oh no.
No. And Ken, you'll agree. And when I say this, Ken, you'll agree with me when I say this. The Shield runs professional wrestling right now. Yeah. Think about this. Your boy Moxley is champ at AEW. We have Roman champ at WWE, and we have Seth. Right now, the Shield is running. Would that not be the greatest thing if you saw all those three guys in one match or together again with those titles?
Yeah. In that case, is Vince going to give up the whole WWE?
Wherever they were, whatever they were, the place would be erupting.
That's a huge paycheck. That would be
the loudest pops you'd ever hear in professional wrestling if for some reason AEW and WWE were to come to terms and say, hey, let's do something cool and special for the wrestling fan where, like, let's say you have like just thrown out there, you have a Rollins in a match and, if all of a sudden he's getting the shit kicked out of him by the Judgment Day, well, then you have the Bloodline come down and you have Roman Reigns helping out Seth Rollins. Well, now they're going back and forth. The Judgment Day's overcoming them, and then all of a sudden you have Jon Moxley coming out of the crowd, a la the Shield, wearing the black vest, and with the AEW Championship. And I mean, the place would go absolutely bonkers.
And what were the chances, Paul, that me and you were having dinner at that pizza shop, okay? And we get the email saying that CM Punk got fired from AEW. that was crazy. Everybody in that place was like, "You got to be kidding! Like, what happened?" It just and it happened on Judgment right before Judgment even. I mean, right before Payback even started.
Yeah,
a night before Collision too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but you give it a B. You get a solid B plus. You said, Dave.
I give it a high B plus.
All right.
I'm not giving it an A because it kind of was like it could have been like a good Raw. If you think about it, that's just me. But the show was good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. But I give it a high. I'm not there.
Well, Dave, you understand. I only go to. I've only haven't been to
right for you. I can see that. Right.
I mean, what would have put it over the top? Of course, if we could have executed that damn plan. I mean, Dave.
The plan wasn't going to happen.
After your show, no lie, Dave will testify to this. After the show, you guys got done around maybe 12 o'clock, 12:15ish. I told Dave, get your ass in here. We got to execute this plan. Go over this plan one more time.
Yeah, we got the blueprints rolled out.
We had the blueprints and everything rolled out. But that's the only thing. I didn't get to see EO. I didn't get to see Liv Morgan. But I was so hyped because we got the Captain Morgan suites. I'm thinking Liv is thinking about me. We're going to the Captain Morgan suites.
She felt bad.
She did, yeah. But
so if you're out there watching the show tonight and you really want to, we would really love to know what your grade was for Payback, and if you could tell us that, we would love to hear it.
All right, so before we move any further, I'm going to go ahead and play the video Paul put together from their little excursion to Payback. So I'm going to go ahead and play that for 1 minute and 13 seconds, I believe. You ready?
Enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy the video. Wow.
I'm still crying.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
That's good stuff.
You know what? A lot of people don't know this. This is the reason why I ended up in the hospital. I was so heartbroken.
Paul in the hospital. It's because of a broken heart.
I tried to get Liv to the hospital, but I couldn't get her there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, son of a
so I got the next best thing.
What was the next best thing?
That was your gift you got today.
You was. And real quick, guys, can I take 2 minutes of your time real quick?
Sure.
Listen, I want to say thank you to every person out of the box. A year and a half ago, I started this with one person. Today, we have 10 people. We have over 20 shows, and it's all because of you guys, not me. You guys took this voyage with me. You guys are family to me. I keep my circle close, and every one of you are one part of that circle all the way around. 360 degrees. I want to say thank you to you guys, especially from out of the box, every person on here. And also, I would like to say thank you to our viewers. Eileen, especially, thank you so much because you had your name involved in this too. I really
she did. She was very important. She was very big in this. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much for all your kind words, all your texts, all your calls, and I really appreciate it. It goes to me saying that I usually act like a hardcore guy, you guys know that, but deep down inside, it really hit me hard, like all the calls. Dave, we talked about it, you told me you almost had a heart attack when Katie said I was in ICU,
We all did, yeah.
I want to say thank you guys. Without you guys' support, it would have made it a lot harder for me. You know what I mean? So, and I had to hurry back and get back to you guys. So I'm glad. Thank you to everybody out there. Please, take it from me to my heart saying thank you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are family.
Take it one day at a time, big man. You'll be fine.
Yeah, well, still couldn't be stopped from coaching tonight.
And you were still there. And you said to me you were going to be there, and I said, I
Yeah,
I had no doubt. I had no doubt you were going to be there because that's how you are. I know.
Well, they put me in the stands, and I mean, it was 21-0 in the first quarter. I was coaching from up in the bleachers, but
Nice.
that's why I lost my voice. But football, podcasting, family, friends, that's what it's all about to me.
Hey,
That's what
there you go.
keeps me going.
Yep, that's great.
Yeah, I want to say thank you.
Adam says he's a day one viewer.
Yes, Adam, thank you. You've been there since day one.
Yeah, Adam has been there since day one. Yep.
Mhm.
He's so we had,
actually, I think Eileen has too. Honestly.
So we had the like Paul said the first two there was two that started the network, and there was one to the first he's like the Adam Glenn's the Miss Elizabeth
yes
fandom here. He's the first the first viewer, well, not the first viewer, but the first like real like number one fan. Then Eileen came right after him, and it's been a battle ever since.
Oh man, battle of the viewers.
It's so funny watching all the shows. Like, who's going to be the first commenter? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Yeah,
I love it when the credits are playing in the beginning, and you already see the comment pop up. So they didn't even sit under the show yet. They're just trying to beat each other to the comments.
I did that one time on your bat show, Ken. I was like, "Oh my god, it's 9:30. I'm going to go ahead. I can go on there on the edit and just do it real quick." And I was the first one, and Adam, you were like, "Well, I don't think this counts, but Paul's the first one today."
Actually, I did watch the Batcave this Wednesday. It was very good. I enjoyed it.
Thanks, buddy.
I did. Yes.
All right, so Adam wants to know: do you want CM Punk back in the WWE?
No.
That's a great question, Adam. You know what? I am so up in the air on this. I kind of do. Because I think it would make more for viewers, and I think people would definitely be interested in what's going on with him and Seth. And I think even if he went after Roman, I think it would be huge. I really do. As much as I'm not a Punk fan, I just think it would be great for the viewers and for ratings for him to show up. I really do.
Eileen says, "I love me CM Punk, but he's an idiot." So my stance on CM Punk is, I'm a huge CM Punk fan. I like CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I liked everything CM Punk did in the WWE. I don't watch AEW, so I can't really shoot for that. I do see a lot of clips on the Google and stuff like that. The Google's always sending me alerts and stuff about AEW for some reason. I don't know why. I don't watch it. I don't. Really,
I get that too sometimes. I do.
So I do see a lot of stuff with that, and so I'm still a huge CM Punk fan. So I'd love to see CM Punk back in the WWE, but it's not going to happen. He didn't leave there on any particularly good terms as a professional wrestler. He did come back for a little bit as like as a talk show host or whatever that talk show he was on for a little bit. I don't know what happened there.
I wouldn't be so sure, Ken, because I'll be honest with you. I think if Triple H can sign him and get him in there, I think he'll do it.
I mean, he would have to swallow his pride a little bit. Triple H would.
Well, that too. That too.
Triple H.
But for ratings, I think it would definitely put WWE over the top. It really would.
And the one thing you know, like if you're a wrestling fan, the one thing 150,000% is you never say never in the during professional wrestling. You never say never. It's
especially in this business. Yeah, absolutely. You can't.
But my question is, where does he fit in? I mean, right now it's Seth Rollins versus Nakamura. Are we just going to eliminate Nakamura, move him out of the way, and just bring in CM Punk?
No, I don't think so. I think CM Punk would go after Roman before he would go after Seth.
Well, and so it depends on. So if you bring CM Punk in, you would think he would get vaulted right to the top main event.
Exactly.
But with as long as he's been in the business, sometimes you bring a guy in like that to catapult somebody else, to set somebody else up, and I could see like a CM Punk LA Knight thing. How
sure.
Really, because CM Punk is so good in the ring and on the mic. He's like the Miz times 10. Like the Miz is very good on the mic. He's decent in the ring. CM Punk is much better on the mic and much better in the ring, and comes with a ton of credibility. And how far would that vault LA Knight into like huge star, like a strategy?
That would
he'd be a monstrous. If you would go into on a little bit of a storyline, a run with CM Punk, and have a couple 3-4 matches, whatever it would be, at some big pay-per-views, and in the very end come out on top, and that would just far and away put LA Knight up way past the next level.
Yeah. But isn't it leading that way now? Because you got, LA Knight just beat The Miz. He's going against The Miz again next week, which you guys will get into a little bit. And he's beating Theory too. So there he's catapulting up fast now. If they bring in CM Punk and put that rival together, that could blow him up big time.
Right. Well, he is big. He is catapulting, as you're saying, Paul, and I agree with that. But he might lose on Monday night to Miz. That might be a tied 1-1 deal. Then we'll go to a pay-per-view and finish.
It's gonna be shenanigans. There's
right. And the next pay-per-view is that's Fastlane, isn't it?
Fastlane's next, yeah.
Right. Yep. So this might be a 1-1 thing going into Fastlane, knowing round 3 between those two.
Which is something we talked about before. That we all agreed that it was going to be more than one match. Right. It was going to be a 1-for-1 and then a payoff match at the next pay-per-view.
Right.
And that's the way it's totally going towards. And you absolutely know there's going to be shenanigans. So because The Miz claims there was shenanigans at Payback with John Cena as the special guest referee. So there's going to be something with the douchebag down under Grayson Waller, no doubt.
But there was shenanigans in that. There was a 1-2. Remember?
Yeah, Cena, right.
There was a 1-2.
I do.
2.5, 2 and 3.
Cena stopped his arm a little bit there on the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But
why did he do that? Was there something that happened before that? Like, did the Miz get in his face, or like?
I don't think so.
Well, they both were in the faces. Remember, because the Miz kept doing this to him. Cena.
That's right. Right.
And then LA Knight went up to him, went like this, like yeah, and you could read his lips saying yeah to Cena, but it was clear 1-2.
Miz kind of cleared that Cena thing up on Raw when he did the
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was hysterical. That was
the Invisible Man.
I didn't see all of Raw.
The Invisible Cena, that was hysterical.
I'd seen that, and I was dying. Because like when the music hit and he said that John Cena's coming out, I'm thinking John Cena ain't coming out. It's going to be a or something. And then like nothing happened. But then the cameraman's fucking chasing John Cena around. It's like the most ridiculous thing you ever seen.
And you know what?
But Miz played that off so well. Like he only Miz could do that.
But the funny thing is, Dave, like now that I've been to a main event, like a real, pay-per-view, and I see the different camera angles, and Ken, just like you said, when the cameraman was like chasing him, I'm thinking like, okay, they're panning this out. He's under the ring or something. He's going to fly out under the ring. But it gave me an idea. Like, I'm thinking like, damn, maybe I should go on TikTok and talk to an invisible Liv Morgan.
Well, you know what? There's so many weird, goofy ass things on TikTok. You could really get away. You know what would happen, Paul? You would have like some sort of like a doll or whatever with like the name Liv above it. You would sit there and talk to it for like a half an hour, and you'd have 10, a million viewers, or something like that. That's the kind of nonsense that happens. I was just like scrolling through on the TikTok. Not to get off on a tangent here, but it kind of blew my mind. I'm scrolling through TikTok, and there's this one dude. Like for some reason, he never wears a shirt. He's kind of a super hairy, bald, really like weird looking dude. And it's just him sleeping on a live.
Oh my gosh!
Like what the hell? So I click on it, and there's 45,000 viewers. I'm like, what is this? Like, how does this guy? He's laying in this hairy, weird looking fella is just sleeping, and there's 45,000 people watching it. And I go to the guy's page, and he had like 1.2 million followers, and 10 million likes. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
It's amazing what you see. Things like that.
You know what? Can't work on viral tonight because I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. Well,
Paul passed out on us on the show.
I don't understand it.
It's insane. Yeah, it is insane.
That's crazy. Things happen.
I don't know if CM Punk comes back. I mean, that's going to be. That's a huge.
For him to come back, there would have to be a huge, huge talk between Vince, Triple H. But I think, honestly, Triple H would let him come back. I really do.
Can AJ come back?
But on certain circumstances, like for him to, because Punk, we know in the locker room he's a piece of trash. He just is, and we've seen that time and time again. So for him to make one mistake or whatever the case may be, that would probably be, for him to come back. That would be his, the warning. I should say.
CM Punk. You could have all sorts of stipulations in his contract, this, that, the other.
Right.
Phil Brooks, CM Punk's real name, Phil Brooks, marches to Phil Brooks' own beat. He's like, there's nobody that's going to tell the dude what to do. This is how you're supposed to act. You can't do this. You can't do that. Because he's going to turn around. He's going to throw it in your face because he doesn't give a shit. He does not care. And sometimes that's a lot of the fans. That's what kind of endears them to him, draws them to him. It's his, you're not going to control me. I'm a wild beast. I'm uncontrollable. Right. You can't, keep your thumb down, press down on me, anti-establishment kind of thing. And, that's just, who CM Punk Phil Brooks is. He's just, anti-establishment. You're not going to control him. I
saw a clip today, and I think if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize on this. But Mick Foley was doing his Hall of Fame speech, okay? And Mick Foley said, I've been in wrestling for so long, he goes, and I never beat Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho was in the stands, and he's cracking up like, yep, you never beat me. You never beat me. Finally, Chris Jericho gets up on stage, and he goes, he lays on his back, and everybody's like, Foley, and then Foley gives him an elbow, and he goes to pin him, and guess who the referee was when he pinned him? It was CM Punk. It was CM Punk who counted to 3. I thought to myself, you know what? Why not?
Moment.
Jericho was cracking up because that Foley laid the elbow on him. Jericho's like, oh, he's feeling it, and then Punk ends up counting to 3, and the whole place went nuts. There you go, you finally beat Chris Jericho, But
there's only one way I want CM Punk come back to the WWE. If he brings AJ Lee back.
Oh yeah,
that would be good.
Oh yeah,
that would be really good. I don't think she'll come back though.
I don't think so either.
Hey, no. I'm just saying. I love that woman. I love that.
Oh, everybody loves AJ. AJ was great.
That little eye look like that. Oh my god, it was so crazy.
With title in her hand, she did her skipping around the circles.
Yes, a little skip. Yes.
Yeah,
we watched one of her matches the other day. It's just she was really good in the ring as well.
She was good. She was very good. Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer that she was there. She was at her peak when she was, because there wasn't, the women's division isn't what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have the peak AJ Lee from back when she was at her best, put her into the group that's there now, that would be phenomenal.
Sure. But I think if Punk came back, I don't think Lee would be there. I just don't see AJ doing that. I don't know.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
Nah. Rhea's running that girl wrestling division right now.
Did you get the video I sent you about Rhea?
And as much as I hate to say it, I'm not a Rhea fan. You guys know I don't care for Rhea. I never did.
I love Rhea.
I know you love her. I get it. But
we were there live. I had to do the video.
I was so pulling for Raquel to win that match on Payback, and I knew it was going to happen. But Raquel just has it to me. She's there. She has the look. She's got the muscle. She's got everything's there for Raquel Rodriguez to win this title.
She's not great on the mic though.
No, well, that okay. 2 out of 3 is not bad, but still, When
Raquel Rodriguez talks, I don't feel a presence. I don't feel like she owns what she's saying. Like when Rhea talks, Rhea has a swagger. Every word that she says, she believes. She wants you to believe it. Her voice is dominant. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's different, but it takes time. Stuff like that.
Right.
Rhea's been doing it for a little bit longer. So
sure. I mean,
we have Rob Hefner checking in, saying, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Rob?" Vegas Rob there. Adam Glenn says he's warning me. I better run. Adam, my fat ass ain't running anywhere, so just bring it.
Why is Adam warning you? What's going on with that?
We got a rivalry going. I'm going to see him one
of these.
He's junior high soccer with my daughter. I'm going to see him at one of these soccer matches, and I'm telling you what, he's going to find himself in a tree.
Wow.
Actually, Faith had softball tonight. I only saw a half hour of the practice because I had to be at bowling, so it was good. It's good.
We got
coaches love her. Coaches love her. So as long as the coach keep loving her, I'm good with it.
That's there we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So Adam says Monday run.
Monday.
We got a game. I don't know where. I guess it's a home game on Monday. Okay. I'll be there waiting for him.
Ken ain't running.
Yeah. More of a waddle, if anything.
Well, right. That's funny.
All right, so Dave, you want to kick off Raw here?
Yeah, let's kick off Raw.
Sure. Are you gonna hop off, buddy?
All right, gentlemen, I am going to hop off. I appreciate you letting me talk about it. Guys, thank you so much. I got to go get some water in my throat here, guys.
Yeah, go get some water.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Take it easy. Later.
All right, bro.
Ken, real quick, you got a new show debuting tomorrow.
Oh, me? I thought.
That's right. You do. Yes, sir.
Do. Let me throw the old backdrop on here or overlay. Right here it is. The silver and black layer starts tomorrow night, 9 p.m. I'm going to talk, of course, the Vegas Raiders and LA Kings hockey from pigskin to puck, baby. So I'm really excited for that. Starting something a little bit different. Like I said, with the Vegas sports scene, it just I love the Raiders, but that's pretty much where it stops with the Las Vegas part of it. And when it was Rob and I, Rob was pretty much handling the Golden Knights, and I started after Rob left, I was kind of following the Golden Knights as they went on their Stanley Cup run. A hell of a team, but I just it's my team's rival. It's like what am I supposed to do? It'd be like me doing a show on like the Phillies or the Braves. Like I can't do it.
Right.
So,
right.
No, that's pretty cool. That's gonna be a great. That's gonna be a great show. I'm excited for it.
Before I get off real quick, I think you should give everybody a teaser. What the hell happened?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, exciting. Do it.
Give everybody a teaser of what your opening is going to be. So here's Ken's opening tomorrow, 9:00 Saturday night, silver and black layer. You better be there. If not, you're going to get a comic drop from Ken. He's going to drop your ass in a second, so you better watch the show tomorrow night. Guys, I'm out of here after this video.
Then. Dude, that is scary.
That's pretty awesome. Paul does
that is one scary promo. I got to be honest.
I'll tell you what. So Paul's off right now, but I'm sure he's still listening in the back somewhere. But so on that video, if you see that one part where I'm wearing my Raiders jersey, my Batman mask.
Yes.
Well, I'm holding a cup of some fluid there. That's Paul's favorite beer. That's the Yingling Hershey's beer. So.
Oh, how is that?
I like it. It's good. It's not a beer you can sit there and drink all night. For me,
right.
I could definitely kill a couple of them easily.
Sure.
But Paul, not so much. So actually, that's when it first came out. They weren't selling it in individual bottles yet. You had to get a growler, a big, I think it was like 32-ounce jug basically, and get it filled up that way. So I had a couple of those big jugs, and I was hammering it down pretty good before that game that day. So. But yeah,
hey.
Paul doesn't like it so much, so I'm like, I had to bring that up. I'm like, that's I was drinking a Hershey's chocolate beer there at Jet Life Stadium.
I would love to try that. Give it a shot.
It is. It's pretty good.
I mean, I'm willing to try anything once.
Yeah, there you go, Dave. All right.
It can't hurt, right?
Party time.
Hey, what? Hey, why not?
Right. So we'll hit a couple comments before we hit Monday Night Raw here. I heard through the grapevine that there's a big WWE announcement coming out Tuesday. Maybe Vince is done or Triple H is stepping down. Wow, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear anything about that.
There's a couple contract things I want to talk about a little bit later. Rob, Vegas Rob says, I'll be checking out the new show. Ken Frie, wish you the very best. Thanks, Rob. Again, I wish you the best with your new show once you get that rolling. He also says, cool promo. That's our boy, Paul Spencer. He working his magic.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Paul does a great job with these overlays.
He's very good with it.
He gets super creative. Got to give him all the credit in the world for that.
Absolutely.
Adam Glenn says, Paul EAGLES.
Wrong show.
It's out of the box. Anything goes, man.
I think I gotta keep thinking of that. My fault.
So Eileen said the person who told me said I was partially right with what I guessed was the announcement, but I can't remember which one I guessed. I can't imagine.
I can't see Triple H stepping down.
I can't see Triple H stepping down either. I can see Vince.
I can see Vince maybe stepping down.
He did it once, and he's 105. Right. Paul says, "Well, he has one case left for you, Dave. So next time you're there,
what? Send it to me." Yeah,
Adam is now banned. ADAM. LOL.
see, Adam, you should have spelled EAGLES. That you're done.
Adam's like, well worth it. All right.
at,
Monday Night Raw,
least, at least he spelled it right. I'll give him that much.
Dave. Monday Night Raw. I seen some parts of it before I went to work.
It was good. Raw was good, actually. I enjoyed it. I did.
So it starts off with Jey Uso promo.
Yep.
He comes out, and then I don't remember what Jay was talking about. It's the Monday, like we say every week. Monday seems like it's forever ago already.
I can't be used. That's not me being Uzi, he said, or something like that.
So you had Sammy come down, which was huge. It's
Right.
I'm walking around the house. I have Raw on the TV, so I'm kind of half watching it.
Mhm.
And Sammy came down and kind of stopped me in my tracks. I was like, all right, let's see what we got going on here, because Sammy's whole run with the bloodline and stuff like that. And Sammy's down there kind of like, hey, we had our issues. I get it. But I'm happy to see you're here. And so an endorsement for Sammy, because not a lot of guys are happy right now that Jey Uso's on Raw, because the bloodline did some shitty things to a lot of the guys on the roster, and
Right.
Jey was a part of it, a large part of it, helping Roman retain belts and stuff like that. So there's a lot of guys side-eyeing him, but you had Sammy come out and give him you know what, dude, I'm glad to see you're all right. I'm glad to see you're here. Welcome aboard. And
it wasn't like he was gone long. He was only on 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it felt longer than 3 weeks, but just the whole split thing, you know what I mean? Like, then the whole Jay quit, so it's like, it's one of those things that it felt more permanent than what it actually was. It was just a temporary hiatus type thing.
That's all it was.
And so then they kind of had like, their little thing there, and, Sammy extends the hand for a handshake, and Jay kind of stood there staring at him. And finally, after like a 10, 15 second of, Sammy just standing there, kind of like, all right, when you're ready, I'm here to talk and stuff like that. And as he's leaving the ring, Jay says, what? That's not very Uzi.
That's not very Uzi of me. Something like that.
It's not very Uzi of me. So Sammy comes back in. Jay puts the hand out, and Sammy gives him a big hug. The place goes nuts.
The place erupted. It did.
So it was a really cool moment. To be 100% honest with you, it was a cool moment. I enjoyed the moment just because of the recent history, everything Sammy went through with Bloodline as he was part of the Bloodline. Then the breakup of Sammy and the Bloodline. Getting his ass kicked. By Jimmy, by Jay, by Roman. All those guys. And then, Sammy kind of trying to convince, I don't remember if it was Jimmy or Jay that, it's not worth it, to be in the bloodline, blah, blah, blah. Now it's split up, and Jay comes out, and Sammy's saying, you know what, we're still brothers, even though they're not really brothers from another mother deal, but they're still, he still respects him. He still, loves him like a brother. So I thought it was a really cool moment. But like I said, a lot of people are not happy he's there.
Are we seeing a pattern here with Jay and Jimmy?
What do you mean?
Jay being at Raw, Jimmy being at SmackDown. Nobody likes him.
Yeah.
What's the pattern here? What are we missing here? What are we seeing? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't.
They did a lot of nasty shit to people.
And they did, but I mean, they're both separate on separate shows.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay goes in the locker room. And I mean, people are happy with him. Jimmy goes to the locker room. Nobody's happy with him.
Yeah.
But they're on their own. But I guess I'm trying to say, is Jimmy more going back to the bloodline and Jay just doing his thing, or is it like a separate thing? They're both doing their thing on separate shows. I don't know. What am I missing?
Well, so it was Jay's was traded into Raw. And I guess there's a superstar that's going to go from Raw to SmackDown. They just didn't announce who it's going to be yet. Right. And that's supposed to be like something that's going to shock the locker room. So that's going to piss off some more people. But I think Jimmy's trying to weasel his way back into the bloodline. That's how it appears.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And Jay's kind of doing his own thing. But sooner or later, they're going to have to come to a head. Sooner or later.
But Jimmy keeps saying, I don't want to be a part of the bloodline. But
it certainly looks that way.
Right. That's what I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
Yeah, tonight he's talking to Paul Heyman. And Paul's like, I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to Roman about getting. Right. Paul's exact words were tonight. He goes, I will talk to Roman. I will see what we can do to get you back into the bloodline. You need to worry about AJ Styles and get the job done.
Right.
And that was that. So,
Right.
so that right there tells me that Jimmy trying to get back into the bloodline, so it's I think
now are you liking this main event in Jey Uso? Because I am. I'm enjoying it.
I am like it. I didn't think I would, but I actually so far, I mean, you haven't seen a whole lot of it yet. It's still in its
right. It's still early. I mean, it's only 1 week. I get it. But
he's coming down the ramp. It says main event Jey Uso. So that's what they're going with right now. I just flipped my phone off the desk there. Holy crap.
Do you like his new music too? Because I do. I think it's really good.
No.
You don't like it?
No, that's not my thing.
Oh, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's nothing. It's something that really stood out to me. Nothing like like Cody's entrance or Shinsuke's entrance or LA Knight,
right.
Guys like that, or even to a certain point, Seth Rollins. Like the
No,
whole.
I just thought it was kind of different because it was solo, like him being by himself. So I don't know. So
yeah, it's not my. It wasn't something that really stands out to me, so I'm not really into it. But
gotcha. No, I like the fact that Sammy is accepting him into the on Raw, which is cool. And Sammy's good like that. We all know that. But where does this put you? Where does this put Jey Uso now? Like, what does it put him at the top of the title scene? Is he? I don't know. Where's he going to go with this?
He's going to have a while of just fighting random people that he's done wrong to. That's what I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of people either dissing him, as the kids say on the playground, dissing him, or it's going to be some you did this to me 2 months ago. You cost me my opportunity at at the World Championship. You know what? Now I'm gonna make your life a living hell. So so I think it's gonna be a lot of that for next little bit before we see Jay actually pull away from it a little bit.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, what's up, Katie?
Katie, what's up, girl? Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, thanks for taking care of our boy.
Yes, very good. Thank you for your updates, Katie. We really appreciate your updates on Paul.
I guess does that make her Mrs. Fuji or Mrs. Fuji?
Mrs. Fuji 2.0.
Yeah, there we go. So
there we go.
Making an appearance on Out of the Box. There we go. It's
the first time we've heard from Katie all year, right? All season.
It is, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I was trying to.
I don't know.
I think maybe one other time, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
So yes. For Jey Uso, it's here we go. She says the cookies were great. Thanks. I love it.
You're welcome.
Really awesome. Kudos to Dave, you and your wife for picking out that awesome care package for Paul. Those cookies you kind of made me go into the hospital and kind of like hoping for a pack of cookies, but we'll see what I can do.
I hope you enjoyed it, Katie. I really do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You and Paul are enjoying your cookies there.
So Jey Uso, I don't think he's gonna be main event Jay for a while. He's gonna be mid card, getting his ass kicked or fighting random type people until he gets his way through or gets the respect of the locker room, kind of type of thing, and go from there.
Yep, absolutely. But I like where he's going with it though. I do. I like the name main event Jey Uso. I'm okay with that. Yeah,
I'm all right with it. Like it's. Main
I'm
event.
okay with it.
Well, like, what if you're mid card Jey Uso? Like, what do you do then? You still call yourself main event, or you're gonna go, "Hey, I'm mid card Jey Uso." Hey, I'm opening match Jey Uso.
Hey, it's a good name for now. We'll leave it at
that. Paul checking in says, "What cookies? I see an empty tin."
It must be the beds are kicking in again. That's what it is.
Katie and Chelsea, they took care of them. So.
Right, exactly. Katie and Chelsea are eating them up. Exactly. Yep.
They earned them.
That's funny.
All right, so moving on, you had McIntyre and Riddle or Mick Griddle, whatever you want to call them. The Viking Raiders in a tornado tag match.
Yeah, my man went through a table.
I'll tell you what, it was a pretty good match. The Viking Raiders,
a good match. Yeah.
So for a couple of big guys, they move really well. But I'll tell you what, they are really creative. What they do as combination tag team as like when they do double team moves, you know what I mean? Like, one guy's doing like holding this and the other guy's doing that. And, they really come up with some really creative things that you just don't see much of. And, them being bigger guys, it's athletic stuff. It's not just brute force type things. It's athletic type things. And it's really impressive. So, I mean, hopefully this is kind of like vaulting the Viking Raiders into something a little bit more important than, they fought the Alpha Academy for so long in some goofy ass matches.
Yep.
Then, like after that Valhalla match or whatever it was called, kind of stepped them up a little bit, pulled them away from Alpha Academy, and now it's kind of maybe rolling them towards something a little bit more meaningful in the tag team division, which needs something like that.
Hey, I was all over it. I thought it was a great match, to be honest with you. I know the Viking Raiders got the win over Drew and Rhett, which is okay. That happens. I mean, they'll fight again probably next Monday or something. But my man went through a table. I wasn't too happy about that.
But I'm always happy when Riddle goes through a table. So.
Oh, you are not a Riddle guy. Let me tell you.
Well, you know what? So I was watching that match. I think it was that match, or was it the week before? It might have been the week before, to be honest with you. But Riddle was wearing I was watching it, and I died. My son, he's 5 now. He goes to me. He goes, Dad. He goes, why is that guy out there in his underwear? He's wearing Patrick Star underwear. I'm like, what? And I look, and it was Riddle on TV, and I started laughing because that's what I always say. It looks like he's just wearing his underwear because he's not wearing anything below his little skivvies there. He's not wearing any knee pads or boots or even tape on his freaking feet. He's just barefoot underwear. And so that's what my son, my 5-year-old's like, Dad, he's in his underwear, even though all the other guys are dressed the same, but they have knee pads, boots, so they look different. And so I thought that was funny, but also the fact that Riddle had on shorts or whatever the hell they were, that looked like something Patrick Star. Like Patrick Star, if you know SpongeBob SquarePants, you know the shorts that Patrick Star wears.
Right.
And that's actually what they were. They were the same.
They're not Speedos, are they?
Huh?
Are they like Speedos that he wears all the time?
I don't know if it's Speedos or not, but it's something like super small and super tight, and it makes me uncomfortable.
I don't know.
All different ways. But the Patrick Star shorts, they actually were something a little bit bigger. So they kind of went down thigh a little bit, but not much at all. So
I'm still waiting for Bro's ex-partner to show up one of these days, but I don't know when that's going to happen. But we'll find out.
Here's one of the things I said when I said I'd like to talk about a couple contract things that I just seen online. I didn't know this. Let me flip the hat around to get serious now. But online, I don't know. I think it was. I don't know if it was WrestleKedia or it was one of the wrestling interweb websites. Said that Drew McIntyre's contract is just about up, and there hasn't been.
He just signed a new contract.
I'm just telling you what I read, and that this was posted.
No, Drew just signed a new contract.
It was just posted today, and it said that Drew's contract is just about up, and they're not sure.
This could be his old contract, though.
I'm just saying, Dave. I'm telling you what I read, and it was dated. It was dated for today.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look. I flipped my phone off the desk here. There we go. But I'd have to look for it again. But I was really surprised by that because it also talked about Kevin Owens' contract issues, which is seen recently as well. So this is all recent. So they don't know if WWE plans on re-signing Drew, if Drew plans on coming back to WWE. Is Drew going to move to AEW? So I don't know. That's just something I read. I don't know how soon his contract is up. Like you said, he just signed one. I don't know.
I could have sworn he did. I could be wrong. I'm not saying.
I cleared it out of my apps, so I don't.
I would have to look. I would have to do some research on that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I will. I definitely will.
Eileen says they could restart the Uso feud at Survivor Series if they are on the respective teams. You know what? That's one of the things I love about Survivor Series is that when there is feuds like that, you can get a whole team. This team versus this team. At least old school Survivor Series, anyway. Sure. That was a lot of fun when I was a kid. The Ultimate Warriors and stuff.
Team J versus Team Jimmy? Is that what we're looking at here?
And that's kind of what you would look at. It'd be Team J versus Team Jimmy, the Ultimate Uso battle, and that'd be fantastic if you ask me.
Sure, absolutely.
You would have probably Solo with Jimmy. Maybe Judgment Day or something. Judgment Day could be their own team.
Yeah, they could.
Judgment Day, but you'd have to get a couple more guys on that team, and a lot of people don't like bloodline. So
Yeah, I don't know who that else would be though. I'm trying to think. Who would be on Jay's team is my question.
on Jay's team, you'd have definitely Sammy, Cody. Cody's the one that brought him
Cody,
back.
Sammy, right?
Drew McIntyre.
Kevin, KO. Yeah, I guess right.
KO's not a big fan.
No.
KO doesn't seem too happy with the Usos still, and but Drew McIntyre said to Sammy, like I guess I don't know. I think it was after the match with the Viking Raiders. Maybe he was pissed off, and
Right.
the way it ended with Kofi Kingston, getting there, he felt like Kofi Kingston intentionally hit Riddle with Trouble in Paradise, and
Right.
he got tossed into Drew McIntyre. But Drew was pissed, and I guess he said to somebody, I think he said to Sammy, if I'm not going to go after Jay or something like that, I'm going to go after who brought Jay in, which is Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. So that's something we could be watching, very soon, which would be a terrific match, if you ask me.
Sure, I agree. No, I'm going back to Survivor Series. Like you were saying, like Team Jimmy versus Team Jay. I think that would be really good.
It would be neat.
It would definitely, yeah.
The teams.
What's this? Oh, McRiddle.
That's the team I do like. I do like the McRiddle. So I'm down for that one.
Take it on my man Riddle. I'm a Riddle guy.
Well, that's one of the names that he came up with. He said McRiddle.
There you go, right there.
I think it says the report is that they added time to Drew's contract, so they just added time to it.
Okay.
So that means it's there's an expiration, and it sounds like it's pretty close. So hopefully they re-sign him. One report says it's 2024 his deal expires, and that's just right around the corner.
That's not far. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So hopefully they resign him because when they let him go the first time, he wasn't ready to be.
I know Triple H doesn't want him to. He said he loves Drew.
But it's about the money, if he wants a lot of money, or maybe Drew's just burned out from it. You know what I mean? Like he's not pushed as a main event guy right now. Hasn't been pushed as a main event guy for a few months.
Yeah,
you could have. But then you know what? If you're not going to push me as a main event guy, what am I doing here? I'm not a mid Carter. I'm not a tag team partner with. I
thought Drew looked. I didn't think he was that. I mean, I like for his role where he was doing.
I don't know. I'm just this is just spitballing here.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm disagreeing with anything that.
We're gonna have some problems here, Dave.
It just seems to me like Drew. I thought Drew was he just seems like he's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's.
We'll have to wait and see. Him and KO both leave at the same time. That'd be something.
Right. Yeah, that would be definitely a bad thing for WWE. Absolutely.
So, like I said, Kofi interfered in the match. That's cost Riddle and McIntyre the match against the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders win that match. So,
even they had a huge thing in the back too after it was over, if you remember. So, if you saw that part,
I did not see that part. I don't remember.
Yeah. Cody. No, I'm sorry, not Cody. Kofi. Yeah, he interfered in the back as Riddle and his part Drew were talking, and Cody said, he said, "What's his problem?" Kofi's like, "What's his problem?" I came in and Riddle's like, "Oh, calm down." Drew was all pissed off because he interfered the match they should have won. So, but it was it was good stuff. It was good.
It's only a matter of time before we see Riddle and McIntyre versus the New Day. It's only a matter of time now.
Right.
You see it coming a mile away, so it's going to be a really good match. As much as I don't bash Riddle, but I kind of dig at him with his weird ring attire. He's a good wrestler. He's very athletic. He's all right on the mic. The whole surfer bro dude thing. That's his gimmick. That's awesome. So
in the ring, he's very good. Like you just said, Riddle's one of the best in the ring. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
So
I love Riddle at NXT. I was a big Riddle guy at NXT. So but anyway, him and Drew, they really haven't come up with a name yet. Have they? I don't even think they have they? Not to my knowledge.
Riddle was the last one that I heard, and that's what I'm going with.
Okay, works for me.
That's what that's what Riddle said. He said McRiddle, so that's what I'm.
Okay, that works definitely. McRiddle. Okay.
So
I mean, I didn't even. It must. I didn't even thinking that, but okay, works for me. Sure.
So moving on from McRiddle. So yeah, I don't know when this happened in the show, but you had Seth Rollins in the back talking to Adam Pearce, and he's irate. He's pissed
because he did a promo. Yes,
he cut a promo. Adam Pearce is screaming at him, "You're not cleared," and Rollins is like, this is my show. It's Monday Night Rollins. Seth, I'm Seth freaking Rollins. I'm wrestling. And he's like, "No, you're not. You're not cleared. I'm trying to protect you from you. You're burning yourself out. Blah blah blah." So like they're planting seeds of a long layoff, if you ask me, for Seth Rollins.
Well, that could be the case, but Nakamura kept saying, Seth was in the middle of the ring and he kept saying, "I want a title shot. I want a title match. I want to put my title on the line." Nakamura kept saying, "No, no," and everybody's like. And Seth was getting every time he said no, Seth was getting pissed. Like he was really upset about it,
And which is, could very well be the plan, because that pushes Seth to do un-Seth-like, uncharacteristic type things.
Right.
Where Seth is level-headed, he's conniving, he's cerebral, as it were. He's very he plans everything out. He's a very good thinking wrestler. Mm-hmm. But if he's just reacting, if he's he's not getting what he wants. Now he's going to start to overreact, which could lead to a mistake, which could lead to a hurt back and a title loss. Yep. So, Nakamura is brilliant. Nakamura.
That's why I love Seth so much. Seth wants to be a fighting champion, and I like the fact that he wants to put his title on the line. But then again, like you were saying earlier, it could burn himself out. That's what's starting to happen.
And that's what that dummy Adam Pearce was saying.
Right. Right.
And like I said, that's why I think they're planting the seeds. They're foreshadowing Seth taking some time off. Mm-hmm. Seth drops the belt at Survivor Series or something, because I can't see him dropping a belt on a minor pay-per-view.
No, not like Fastlane or anything like that. No.
One of the big four, and the closest big four would be Survivor Series. So I can see Seth dropping the title at Survivor Series to somebody like Nakamura, and then you don't see Seth until maybe the Rumble, or maybe even
Mania. It could be Mania.
Or just before, so he's still at WrestleMania, because Seth Rollins is a main event guy. I mean,
a shot of a doubt.
If his back injury is legit, he might miss a lot more than that, because Randy Orton is out for a back issue. So
we haven't seen Randy how long now?
So he's been out for a while. So if it is a true legit serious back injury, which all my thoughts are that it is. It's not serious enough where he can't be wrestling, but it is an injury that is nagging him, that he needs time off to rest. I do believe that. So I wouldn't expect him for at least 3 to 4 months. So that could take him up to like an elimination chamber appearance or something, just to get him back in the thoughts and minds of people before WrestleMania. Picks up a mid-card type WrestleMania match. Everybody's happy because WrestleMania is 2 nights, so you have a lot of wrestlers wrestling. So
this is true. It's big. Yeah, big 2-night event. Yes, you're right. But Seth is a fighting champion, man. He wants to defend that title as much as he can, and I like it. I like it a lot. But
so Dave, when we were kids, when we were growing up, how often did you see Hulk Hogan defend a title on a weekly show? You'd never see it.
Well, on Saturday Night's Main Event, he did a couple times.
Well, Saturday Night's Main Event was a special. That wasn't every week.
Right. Well,
so that was a special event.
Well, Hogan was on, though. I mean, he did a snake pit or a Piper's pit, or
Well, or he might wrestle a jobber, though. He might a or something like that.
Right.
So he's not going to. It's not for the title. He's going to be out there. He's going to get his moves in. Big boot, leg drop, ear to the crowd, ear to the crowd, ear to the crowd. I'm out. Flex. So that's what you get out of Hulk Hogan on a weekly show.
True.
Like a Saturday morning show or whatever. Mm-hmm. Saturday night's main event, you get Hulk Hogan defend the title. He's not going to lose it there. But then the big pay-per-views, you always saw Hulk Hogan defend the title only at the big shows, and that's where he could lose them.
Right.
Seth Rollins defending every other Monday or every Monday, which is not really the case, but pretty close to it. Kind of takes a little bit away from, I think, the title a little bit, because it's like the U.S. title when John Cena used to do the Open Challenge. That was awesome because it's not a top title. It's a mid-card title. And so you have a lot of guys that are looking for a little bit of a rub or a push that John Cena was kind of giving to by having those 5-star matches week in and week out, really raise that title up and raise some wrestlers up. But if you're having a World Heavyweight Championship match every week, it's like, It's like, it's supposed to be better than that. It's supposed to be bigger than the Monday Night Raw, the World Championship. It's supposed to be one of the big fours or just at least a pay-per-view type match.
Right.
For me, it takes it away a little bit.
I see what you're saying. I do. Now that you say that, it makes sense.
Because you don't have your typical jobbers anymore. So I understand you can't have the whole jobber match or squash match. It does happen occasionally. Mm-hmm. But, it's to have the two top guys fighting every week on Monday or a Friday, it kind of takes away a little bit of luster, a little bit, you know what I mean?
It does get old after a while. Now that you're saying that. Yeah, I didn't think about that the way you're saying it. But
like in tag matches is different, but like a one-on-one championship match, on a random Monday or Friday night, okay, well then it's like 2 in a row. Like it takes away a little bit for me. I mean, some fans may not see it like that, but
not like Roman who defends it every other 3 pay-per-views.
Which I think it's like when Brock Lesnar. How many times Brock Lesnar would win a title, you wouldn't see him for a month.
Right, this is true.
Then Brock Lesnar comes back, defends the title.
Brock had his own schedule. He did what he wanted to do.
Yeah, but I mean, it made the title a little bit more meaningful because who the hell knows when you're going to see it again?
Right. I mean,
to see it defended again. Now, I don't think he should go away with the title because that becomes an afterthought. You know what I mean? Right. Like you kind of forget about that title, and then you see Brock comes back like, oh yeah, that's right, Brock's the champion. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I don't think that's good for business. Seeing the title, having some tag team matches, mixed tag team matches, stuff like that, or promos. That's good. Keep it relevant. Keep it on the tips of people's tongues. But just having a title match too often on a weekly show, I think takes away.
I agree.
So Nakamura attacked Rollins again, roughed him up a little bit.
He did. He got him good too.
So Ricochet, he wanted a piece of Nakamura, so you have Nakamura Ricochet on Monday night. Mm-hmm. Hell of a match. Those guys have wrestled so many times; they know each other.
Like the back of their hand, they do.
Yeah. So it was another really good match.
But Ricochet did get the win, though.
Yes.
For him.
What happened? There was shenanigans, right? I did wrong.
Disqualification. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Actually, Nakamura got disqualified. I mean, I hit him with the chair. Game was over.
Yeah.
So
I think he used the chair, right?
Right, hit him with the chair, and then that was it, right there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then, so move past that. I don't have much to say to that.
There wasn't much. There wasn't much to say on that match. I mean, all you saw was Nakamura literally came out the chair, hit him in the back, and the next thing you know, it was over.
It is your typical Shinsuke and Ricochet match. I mean, like you've seen one, you've seen a lot of them. Usually don't get too many new things because they do a lot of stuff in their matches. Their matches go a couple segments. So
yep, yep. But it was good to see. It was good to see Ricochet get a win. He definitely deserved it.
You haven't seen a whole lot of Ricochet since SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah. When he went with that Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Right.
So you had Zoe Stark in the back talking about her and Trish, what happened at Payback. Yep. She said she still respects the hell out of Trish, but she needs to move on from Trish.
And she does. It's time.
She's above that, and I agree. It's time to move on from Trish. Stand on your own. I don't remember her exact words, but basically she said, she's the toughest on Raw. That leads to somebody that I forgot all about, Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler, I told you.
Forgot all about her. She comes out.
How can you forget about Shayna? Come on.
Well, we haven't seen her since since SummerSlam, right?
Well, since her and Ronda, yeah.
Yeah, SummerSlam. That's I haven't heard anything like that.
So she beat the crap out of. Well, she beat Ronda in that SummerSlam match. So
So Shayna comes out saying Shayna's like, all right, you think you're tough? Let's go. And so they go down. They have a match. Mm-hmm. I didn't see this match.
Shayna ended up winning. Shayna won.
So Shayna won, but I don't know if the match was it a good match? Was it not a good match? I know it won another 2 segments. So
no, Shayna pretty much beat her handily. I mean, pretty much it was clean. I think it was I want to say submission. Yeah.
All right.
She made her submit. I quit. Gave her armbar. Game was over. So.
All right. So we have a couple comments here.
But I still respect Zoe Stark though. I do.
Oh yeah, I think Zoe's gonna be a big name.
Very big name. Yes.
I don't think Shayna is like you think Shayna's gonna be bigger than what she is, but I just don't see it.
And I just said she should be bigger than what she is, because Shayna's worked her, has what's the word I'm looking for? She's worked her way up, and she should
Yeah.
be there. I mean, there's no secret about it. You know,
I just don't think she doesn't have all the it parts of it. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
just
you keep saying that. I think she does. I
so
don't
many
know.
ladies that have more of what she has, whether it's in ring or on mic, that are above her. It'd be very hard for her
Right.
to pass them.
I got you.
Adam says Survivor Series is champion versus champion, which I'm all fine for that because usually like with the brand split type stuff, like which we didn't have when we were kids, but with the brand splits, you have usually like a SmackDown versus Raw match, and
Right.
so maybe they'll have a SmackDown champion versus the Raw champion, like a Roman Reigns versus whoever the Raw champion would be at that time, which if it's right now would be Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins right now, that could change.
Also, Eileen says Rollins came out and then him and Nakamura went at it. Yes,
Yes, they went.
Did he threw Seth into was it the steps? His back.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was the steps. Yeah, I'm trying to put that in my head.
Monday feels so long ago.
It was so long ago. Thank you, Eileen. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Eileen says, I am following along on Raw on DVR while you talk about it. That's perfect. I need to move my laptop to a different room where I have a TV where I can do the DVR and we just go match by match like that. And it kind of
great. I'm on my laptop. I'm going match by match as you do it too. So I'm with you. So,
well, I'll tell you what. So I used to listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts years ago.
Right.
I used to, well, not a lot. I just two actually. I used to listen to Stone Cold podcast and the Rowdy Piper podcast. When Piper obviously was still alive because when he's but anyway,
R.I.P. Rowdy.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Stone Cold or if it was Roddy Piper that used to play their matches on while they did their podcast and they'd talk through like oh, this is what we were thinking then, this is what happened. I thought that was one of the greatest things ever. I thought like this is fantastic. You could hear the match going on. You hear the commentary and stuff like that, and whoever, like I said, I can't remember if it was Roddy or if it was Stone Cold. Maybe it was Stone Cold, but anyway, it doesn't matter. They're like, okay, coming up is going to be this move here. This is something that so and so and I talked about. Oh, he got me really good, got me in a lip, busted my lip a little bit, and stuff like that. I'm like that. I thought that was really neat. Speaking of watching, the show, that's kind of like the same thing.
I mean, I watch the Kevin Nash podcast every so often.
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah. I get it.
I don't listen to too many wrestling podcasts ever since Roddy died. I kind of got away from because not to get off subject here, but
big Piper fan you are?
I was. I liked Roddy Piper. I thought he was he was funny. I thought he did the whole villain thing really well.
Right.
But listening to his podcast, I kind of got a little bit more attached to him. And I guess before he died, him and Stone Cold had some heat.
Okay.
They're kind of at each other because they were both on the same podcasting network. And I guess the one episode, Roddy Piper had Will Sasso on. Do you know who Will Sasso is?
I've heard of the name. Yes, I don't know.
He was a comedian that used to be on Mad TV.
That's where I know I heard from somewhere.
A heavier guy, and he's in some movies and stuff like that.
Okay.
He came on Piper's show and did a Stone Cold impersonation. And apparently Stone Cold wasn't too happy about it. It didn't reflect him in the best of lights or whatever. Like, they kind of poked fun at him, whatever. It didn't seem like a big deal when I listened to that episode. Mm-hmm. And I guess the Piper accuses Stone Cold of going to that podcaster's the management at that podcasting company and complaining about it and getting Roddy kicked off of that podcasting platform. So Roddy was pissed at Stone Cold, and then I'd go to listen to Stone Cold's podcast, and Stone Cold would address it. And he goes, that's definitely not what happened. He said, I was not happy about it. He said, I expressed my frustrations with Roddy about it. Mm-hmm. And he said, and some stuff was said, and that's where it ended. He said, what happened after that is between Roddy and the people at the podcasting company. And then it's 2 weeks later, Roddy dies. So I was like, what? I was so over. I was really bummed about it. So I'm like, I can't do it anymore. So. Yeah,
I just remember when Piper was wrestling before he passed away. He was really in bad shape. You could just tell. It was he took his shirt off. One time I was like, "Oh, Piper, put your shirt back on, dude." It looks so bad, But
I was so happy with Ric Flair's last match. he kept his T-shirt on. I was like, ah,
how many times is it his last match? I'm tired of hearing about that too. Come on, dude. Your last match was supposed to be against Shawn Michaels and Manny. Yeah, then you had another one. And,
another one.
Yeah, come on.
Well, forever for me, Flair's last match is the Shawn Michaels match for me. So
that's definitely for me too. I can't.
It was a good match. It was the psychology in that match.
Michaels carried him the whole way.
But I tell you, Flair for a man of that age, he did some pretty wild stuff in that match. So he put on a show.
He did. Yep.
So you had Raquel Rodriguez versus Chelsea Green. So Chelsea Green, I guess the whole thing is now that the women's tag belts are cursed because now Piper Niven, speaking of Roddy Piper Niven is
she injured too?
She's hurt.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
I guess
got me on that one.
That dummy Adam Pearce said that she's not cleared to wrestle. So Chelsea, that dummy Adam Pearce said, maybe the tag titles are cursed, and she's like, well, maybe it's not the tag titles, maybe it's something else or whatever. And
right.
So Chelsea Green went out and wrestled Raquel Rodriguez.
That match was so quick.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's made to show Raquel as being strong, so she's going to get her rematch with Rhea.
Right.
Because she was
really upset about that match in Payback. She was not happy at all about it. No.
But I mean, that is what it is. You better have somebody. That's why I thought Liv was going to be at Payback because Dirty Dom is in Rhea's corner.
Everybody thought the same thing, except it just kind of like because Liv getting her payback to for what they did to her. Yeah. They took her out. But I mean, Rhea took her out if I'm not mistaken. But Raquel gets the win. She beats up, Chelsea. Why would Chelsea Green even want that match? I mean, seriously.
I tell you what, I like Chelsea Green because I feel like she's ditzy, airheadish. It's kind of goofy, right. For me. So I for some reason, I could see. I would like to see her and Matt Riddle be a team. I just think that'd be hilarious.
Two airheads.
It'd be comedy. It'd be really funny. I think anyway.
I could see it.
Paul Spencer says, I only watched the Atomic Drop podcast. Best in the business. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Check out all our shows here on Out of the Box Sports Network. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or I guess X, not Twitter anymore. Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch.
Twitch. Yeah.
So we're also on the TikTok and the Instagram. So
I'm not used to Twitter. I'm not used to being Twitter being X anymore. That's throwing me off big time.
I'm kind of used to it now, but I still.
I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet.
It's very hard for me. Paul also says, "Can we stop mentioning Liv at Payback? I don't want to end up back in the ICU."
She could have been backstage for all we know.
What happened to Paul? Some people say it was a broken heart. So this brings me to the best segment on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, it was the best segment of Monday Night Raw. No doubt.
John Cena on the what's the Miz's talk show called?
Miz TV.
Is that what it is? Miz TV.
Miz TV.
So he had John Cena on Miz TV. So he says, "My special guest, the greatest of all time." Really building him up. He goes, he screams at John Cena.
Yeah.
And the music hits, the place, goes nuts.
And there's no John Cena.
And then the cameraman goes running over to the side like John Cena normally would. John Cena would come out, stand in the middle, go running over to the side, running over to that side. The cameraman's doing it like he's following John Cena, running down the freaking ramp. I'm like, this is unbelievable. This is amazing. Then the Miz continues to have a conversation with John Cena, and he's not there. Nope. I'm like, this has to be one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. Like it was awesome.
I said this earlier in the show of the show, where we were talking backstage. I said only the Miz could pull that off. I mean, who else could do that?
Well,
maybe Kevin Owens, maybe on the KO show, I could see that. But
especially not that dumpster fire down under Grayson Waller. He can't do it.
No, not even close.
But so verbally, absolutely, the Miz, He can do it. I've seen Kenny Omega wrestle a broomstick. So,
this is true. Good point.
I've seen stuff like that. I've seen guys wrestle blow up dolls, stuff like like other inanimate objects. But to have a promo, have a show in the middle of the ring, where you're talking to somebody that's not there, and you're
talking to a chair,
and stuff like that. It was insane. It was perfect. It was beautiful. It was well done. Miz knocked it out of the park. I think that takes the whole Miz, LA Knight, and John Cena thing to the next level. For some reason, I'm feeling that there's going to be a 3-way or not. I always say it wrong.
Triple threat.
I say 3-way like they're going to get.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Dim. There's going to be some sexy music on. Come up. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a triple threat wrestling match. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm losing over here. You said 3-way. That's funny. That's hysterical.
Or unseemly, nothing like that. Nothing.
Just triple threat. Triple threat will do.
For some reason, I feel like that's coming up. I feel like Miz, LA Knight, John Cena, triple threat. Just because it seems to be continuing, and I feel like SmackDown, because John Cena is scheduled for SmackDown, I think next Friday, and I think that's when LA Knight and the Miz are wrestling again. I feel like there's going to be shenanigans.
Could be.
And it's going to raise it even further. And
I just love the fact. I love the part when Miz is sitting there. He goes, "So how much did John Cena pay you on payback?"
Yeah,
that was great.
It was well. And then on SmackDown tonight, I know you didn't see. You were bowling.
I missed a lot of it. Yeah,
which is that's we all have lives. You know what I mean, man?
Sure.
It is.
Yeah.
The LA Knight, they brought up I don't know if they brought up John. Yeah, they brought up John Cena, Grayson Waller, and the Miz brought up, or not Miz. Austin Theory brought up John Cena's name, and LA Knight, was like, I didn't need John Cena. This, kind of so that kind of like a little bit of animosity there because now his link with John Cena has needed his help. He needed Cena's help, so that doesn't look favorably upon him. So I just feel like there's something's going to come to a head there. You're
probably right.
It could end up even with an LA Knight Cena one-on-one match where Cena's going to put over LA Knight, hopefully.
But at Payback, it was great to see Cena raise LA Knight's arm when it was over on top of the stage. Everybody was loving that.
Well, that's one of the things that LA Knight said tonight was he said he didn't need John Cena's approval. He said, I got it, but I didn't need John Cena's approval. So it's again, seeds are being planted. I feel like
that's an LA Knight thing, though. I could see him saying that. Yeah, definitely.
So then we had Sammy versus JD McDonough.
Sammy got the win. Oh no, I'm sorry, JD McDonough got the win. McDonough got the win.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, McDonough did get the win. Yes, McDonough did get the win. I feel like Judgment Day came down. I don't remember if I think Dom helped JD win.
Yeah,
wrong though.
Dom had something to do with it. He did.
But earlier in the show, I skipped over this part. But JD came down. I think this was on Monday with a black bag to kind of offer a present to the Judgment Day, and he says to Damian Priest, he goes, "You're not going to need that briefcase." And
McDonough got the win with a handful of tights too, if you think about it at the end.
Yeah, and that's the bad guys are supposed to cheat.
This is true.
But JD McDonough presented Damian Priest with a brand new briefcase. It says "Senior Money in the Bank."
Yes.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Kind of cool. Yeah, it was definitely different. I didn't see that coming. No, I didn't see that coming.
I totally brushed over it. I forgot all about it.
Well, JD McDonough is trying his hardest to get into Judgment Day.
And it seems like they're starting to kind of let him in a little bit. So
everybody but Rhea.
Well,
Rhea's probably the only one not letting him in.
Rhea is the leader, so they need
this
her.
Is true. This is true. Yeah.
So the match of the night. I said the segment of the night was Miz and interviewing the fake John Cena or the "You Can't See Me" John Cena. Well, the match of the night was definitely Gable and Gunther.
You know what, Ken? I got to be honest. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
It was WrestleMania worthy, in my opinion. It was it was awesome.
There was no way in the world that Chad Gable was going to win that match because of the fact of Gunther being could be the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
He will be now. He will be.
And he is now. He's officially because it was Thursday. Thursday was the day. It was yesterday, actually.
Monday they're having a celebration and stuff like that. So
yes, he absolutely deserves it. And we also had this. We said this in previous shows before that Gunther. We didn't think he'd have the title this long. Nobody thought he'd be on the title this long. I'm happy for Gunther. I really am. He's really made a statement with this title. He's defended against everybody pretty much. But to beat the Honky Tonk Man's record, kudos to him, man. That's all I can say because the greatest champions in the world held that title. But what I don't like the fact that they're not letting that title on pay-per-views. That's what's making me mad about it.
Which doesn't make sense because it is a total like where that title is right now. It's elevated. It's just a notch below the Universal and the Heavyweight Championship. Where for years it was way down the list. It was just afterthought.
But for years, we go back to the Tito Santana era with the Macho Man. Yeah. That title was the second title right after the WWE Championship.
And it was a stepping stone for so many big name wrestlers to get to the championship, to the world, to the heavyweight championship. So I mean, but it wasn't being used like that for a few years. It was just being used as a secondary title. Now they raised it back up to that level where it is a stepping stone to the world heavyweight championship.
The greatest wrestlers in the world held that title, and for them to put that title on a Monday Night Raw and not a pay-per-view, I don't get it.
Yeah, especially that match is a pay-per-view match. That was a pay-per-view type match,
without a doubt. Without a doubt, it should have been on that. It should have been on Payback. Yeah, to me.
Well, I don't understand why it wasn't. I mean,
no,
it's I can get it a rematch. Okay, I get it. But to have that type of match, if they had a Monday Night Raw, that should have been on Payback.
Gable winning or losing, I don't care. But put the title on a pay-per-view. That's all I'm saying.
So it is what it is. But terrific match. Nonetheless on Monday Night Raw between Gunther and Gable. I thought Gunther had him a couple different times. Gable, just toughing it out, man, and fighting.
It was just tough for Chad because his family was in the audience with his daughter, and she was crying when it was over, and the whole 9 yards. But did you really think Gunther was going to lose?
No. I thought it would have been funny if Gunther would have won over and chopped his daughter in the chest.
Oh God, he'd kill her. Oh God.
Just walk over with that chin and start spouting some German at her and just give her a chop across the chest. And
that little girl was so upset. Did you see her face? Oh yes, my I did. Yeah. She was not happy at all.
Another fan that wasn't part of Gable's family. There was another fan that was very upset, and Gable's over, man. He's really over. He's hot, and
Chad's doing great. I am so happy for him. And he's still with Otis at they're still together, which is good. But Chad deserves that. I mean, if anybody's going to beat Gunther for that title, it's going to be Chad Gable. I believe that.
I do believe it also. I don't think they're done. I think they're going to have another match. I do think Chad Gable's going to get over, though. I think Gunther's going to lose that title.
Well, you think of it this way: if Gunther loses that title, he's on the bigger and better things. Yeah. He's going after Roman, or he's going after Seth, or he's doing something that he can.
Eileen says, "You got me excited there talking three-way, yo."
Oh, whoa!
The whole
okay.
The Miz and LA Knight, a whole three-way that. It's not what
she didn't say triple threat. She said three-way.
That's what I meant triple threat, but I said three-way, and I'm like, that's
right. Well, you got Eileen excited. I don't know. I mean, you said something.
The disco music is coming on in the back.
Oh, here we go.
We don't want that here on Out of the Box Sports Network. We don't. We're good.
Anything goes on Out of the Box Sports Network.
She also says, I know the contract isn't in the briefcase, but what if that is a fake one and since it doesn't let Priest? Oh, my God.
You know what, Eileen? That's a great point. I never thought about that.
That is awesome.
It's not the original one. The original one's the green one.
How cool would that be?
But she's got a point, though.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that until she said it.
That would be so awesome if he goes to cash it in and you see the referee open it up. It's like, there's no contract in
No
here.
contract in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, that would be amazing. Eileen, I want it to happen.
That is phenomenal.
You should be the booker, Eileen. That'd be
Eileen, you know what? I agree. That was awesome. I would never thought of that till you just said it.
Such a wrench in the whole JD McDonough thing. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, McDonough switched briefcases and put the contract kept the contract the other one and gave her the phony one.
Man. Paul says, I watched Rhea. You know what? Would he give the briefcase that had the contract and would he give it to Finn? And Finn wouldn't that be something?
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Now that they're tag champions, you're kind of forgetting that there was cracks and developing and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Eileen, you have opened up a can of worms in my head.
Eileen, you got to go now.
There's so many different ways you can go with that. I didn't even think of it. That'd be awesome. I hope it goes that way.
I do too. I really do. I hope it does. I that would be great.
Paul says, I watched Rhea body slam Natalya in that WWE indie event match. Lasted 6 minutes. And Natalya has to go. Yes, I watched it. I get every channel in the world. Dave knows. LOL.
Yes, he does. I can relate to that. Yes, he does. He gets every channel in the world.
That's confirmation that Paul gets the Spice Channel. There we go. So Natalya.
No, Paul gets the religion channel too. If you want to go to church, go to Paul's house. You can watch church.
After you watch a Spice Channel at night, you wake up in your robe and no skivvies on. You're gonna turn on the old church channel.
Yep.
Drinking your monkey cold coffee.
That's crazy.
But with Natalya, I mean, she's been around for a long time.
Yeah. A
lot of miles on her body. She's not a main eventer anymore. She's not a champion anymore. It's kind of passed her by. I don't want to say she's a jobber now, but she's kind of there just to put people over. So,
well, that's what she does,
and partly for her name, I think, as well. You know, her name still does carry some weight. The Hart family, Neidhart. So,
that's I like Natalya. I've always been a Natalya fan.
I love Natalya as well.
Absolutely. Actually, a friend of mine is not much of a Natalya fan, but I am. I like Natalya a lot. I do.
So to finish off Monday Night Raw there, Gable and Gunther, like I said, terrific match. Gunther wins. Now the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. I think we both believe that Gable's going to go for another shot at it, and I think we both believe that Gable's going to win it.
I think he will. And it may not be at Fastlane. Maybe Survivor Series. Maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll move on to SmackDown. But before we move on to SmackDown, we're going to do some reads here. Get these out of the way.
Works for me.
Let me moisten my mouth.
You and that monkey cold coffee.
All right, so that's where we're going to start, too. We're going to start Monkey Cold Coffee. Monkey Cold Coffee, go to monkeycoldcoffee.com. Well, let me get that banner off of there so we can see it all. That's my bad. I do it every freaking time, and it really makes me angry now. So Monkey Cold Coffee, go to monkeycoldcoffee.com. 3 terrific flavors right now. The Sumatran blend I just got in the mail yesterday. Toasted coconut rum. That I've said it a million times. I'll scream it from the mountaintops. That's easily my favorite from Monkey Cold Coffee. But I also ordered a bag of the bourbon chocolate chip that just came in the mail. That's very good. I'm gonna do some cold brew with that. I'm gonna open up the old cold brew gimmick and get me some bourbon, some iced bourbon chocolate chip coffee out of that. They also have mugs, T-shirts, tumblers. They got the old cold brew pitcher like I was just talking about using. That's a picture of it there on the screen. Great stuff from monkeycoldcoffee.com. They also have the K-Cup adapter and rum cake as well. Make sure at register when you're checking out, use the promo code OOTB Sports for 10% off. The promo code, once again, is OOTB Sports. Make sure you check out Monkey Cold Coffee. I can't tell you enough how much I enjoy their products. I'm not blowing smoke up your skirts or nothing like that, but I really dig it. I really enjoy their stuff, and you guys need to check it out. And also remember, every bag of coffee sold, purchased, the owner Matt donates a portion of the proceeds to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So helping the kids out as well. It's do it.
Nothing wrong with that.
So then we also got Big Al, Jay Fine Ball. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. With 3 convenient office locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and we'll start in the Garden State of New Jersey at Cherry Hill, New Jersey, with the office is located at 3 Greensward Lane. The number is 856-209-5258. Then we'll move on to the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where we had the Steel City street fight with KO and Sami Zayn against the Judgment Day. I had a feeling that somebody probably contacted Jay Fine Law after that one for some injury claims, maybe workman's comp, maybe a slip and fall, with KO doing the old swanton or whatever it was at the show. So at Pittsburgh, the office is located at 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900, with the phone number at 412-365-8151. Maybe even Trish Stratus, old lady Trish, had to get a hold of him for some injury claims there because she got bounced around in the cage a bit.
She did.
Last but not least, in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the office is located at 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. And the phone number there is 267-888-2980. That's Jay Fine Law, attorney Big Al. And finally, last but not least, there, Cowboy Dave, the Showstopper. We're talking about dugout mugs. Go to dugoutmugs.com. Find your favorite team on dugoutmugs.com. Buy your favorite team. They have different styles, different looks, different sizes. They also have coasters. They have baseballs cut in half as bottle openers. I have them. They have aluminum bat dugout mugs. I have that as well. And at checkout, use that promo code. For the love of God, I can't stress this enough. Use the damn promo code. OOTB Sports 20 at checkout. That once again is OOTB Sports 20 for 20% off at dugoutmugs.com.
Get your dugout mug.
Here's the aluminum bat one. I was using this on during the bat cave. I was kind of showing it off. Like,
I saw that on Wednesday. That you were showing it on Wednesday. I did see that.
So They also have knob shots too, which are pretty cool. I keep saying I'm going to bring the knob shot.
I keep saying it could be a Christmas gift for me, getting my dugout mug. So that's what I'm hoping for.
So with the knob shots, if you play your cards right, eventually throughout the year they'll have a time where the knob shot's free, and all you do is pay shipping. So
there you go. Great. Good deal.
There, that's how I got my knob shot. Actually, I it was free. I just paid for the shipping, and it came here, and it was fantastic.
There you go. You're set.
All right. So we got one more comment before we move on to SmackDown and get this over with here. My mouth is getting super dry.
Yes.
Adam, if Gable wins the IC title, Drew is going to AEW. I don't know what if
Gable wins the IC title, Drew is going to AEW. What does that have to do with?
I don't know. Adam says this is a pretty good question. Is LA Knight WWE's version of MJF?
Ooh.
So
LA Knight version of MJF.
The way I look at it, Dave, to a point, I would say yes.
Okay.
So at AEW, they're a little bit more off the rails, like with the brutality of matches, blood, language. MJF is just amazing on the mic. I watch his promos all the time.
Oh, he's very good. Yeah.
At WWE, you don't have that leeway to go off the rails on a promo, use the F word, call people assholes or anything like that.
Right.
Or even show blood. You can't, it's just not allowed at WWE
right.
Anymore for right now. And so LA Knight doesn't quite have the reins, the openness that MJF would, but I think that is the closest that you'll get to WWE's version of MJF, which is like a super PG rated MJF, like very it's, MJF is brilliant.
MJF says pretty much anything he wants to say.
Yeah.
Nothing's that's pretty much that's how he is originally. I guess so. I have to agree with it. I can't say no. I can't say no.
MJF is something special on the mic. Like I said, he has free reign. Like he can say pretty much anything. He's dropping F-bombs on I don't know if it's live TV or not, but to in front of the audience, in front of crowds where there are little kids, and it seems like there's no repercussions. It seems like it's encouraged almost.
Right.
So, I mean, when you see him interact with fans outside of the wrestling ring, it's cursing and staying in character basically, which is fantastic. You don't see that much anymore.
Right.
Back in the day, the wrestlers always stayed in character, and it seems like MJF always stays in character. So,
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him out of character. Even when he's like signing autographs and stuff, he's like rude to people.
He's flipping the bird. He's rude to people, and
I saw him one time he was signing autographs. He was throwing his they had his doll or whatever you want to call it, action figure. Okay?
Yeah,
and he's throwing them like he sign it, throw it, sign it, throw it. I'm like, dude, who does that? I mean, come on, man. Yeah.
A guy that's making a lot of money, top of the business right now, it seems like.
Yeah. He was actually WWE for a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're lost. There's no way to be able to say what he's saying right now. So it's kind of good that he's not in WWE. He can kind of flourish a little bit more in AEW with his character. But
real quick, going back to the Punk thing. When we heard that he was released from AEW.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was a work, to be honest with you. That's
so did I.
Yeah, I really did. I mean, but now I don't think that's not the case at this point. So.
Well, I'd say I don't watch AEW.
As far as I know, it's not. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
I don't. I think this is legit.
Right.
So from I don't know everybody in AEW.
Right. I don't either.
This other guy had some issues, and then during that All In pay-per-view, which is their biggest pay-per-view ever, apparently the biggest in-person wrestling pay-per-view ever as well, 81,000 or whatever.
It was pretty big. Yeah.
So this other wrestler, like I said, I don't know his name.
Well, they got face to face or something. He said something he didn't agree with, and Punk got in his face, and it was back and forth, and Punk shoved him, or she shoved something in that area, and that's when Khan stepped in. And
during this guy's match, he made a comment about the car having real glass, and he said, "Go cry me a river," and that was a shot.
Right.
So when this guy goes after his match, I guess back to gorilla position, I guess he and Punk had some words, some pushing, some shoving, some whatever, and that was that. So
right.
It was enough for Tony Khan to say, "Screw this, I've had enough. You're gone." So
yeah, and when we first saw that, I really thought it was a work. I really did.
Yeah, but
that's what concerns me about when we were saying earlier about bringing Punk back. There would have to be some like really like for him to come back, they would have to have like rules for him, big time.
So Eileen, the wrestler's name is Jack Perry, and wanted to use real glass in a match. It was asked to Punk if he should use it. Punk said no. Perry used glass anyway against Hook. So and then it was Jack Perry that got slammed onto the glass, and so my first thought is every time I see the spot, I cringe a little bit because he slams him onto that windshield, it shatters. And it's real glass, he says. Then he kind of slides down. I just picture all that glass digging into his back, ripping his back. Well, that's what I picture. I don't think he got cut at all. But right. I mean, that's you kind of understand why you want to be safe with it.
Sure.
I mean, as somebody that works in a factory, the main thing that management's always pushing is safety first. And I would have to imagine that goes for any business because if you have guys hurt, they can't produce for you. And you're paying out an insurance. Now wrestling is a little bit different.
Makes sense.
Kind of insurance or whatever. But they get hurt doing something unsafe, they can't perform for you. So you're losing money on them anyway. So it's like,
I mean,
so
I get it.
You know, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm with CM Punk. Like, no, let's use the dummy glass so nobody gets hurt. You know, it's all about your safety. It's about the safety of the other wrestler.
Well, kind of like when Sean and Marty did their segment on the barbershop, and Sean threw Marty through the glass. Yeah, and I think that's where Punk was going with it. I don't know. You know,
I don't know if it goes back that far, but like CM Punk seems like
right.
So like he would like safety first, you know, because he's been hurt plenty of times. You know, that's one of his biggest issues with WWE was that he was so hurt and so beat up,
right?
And you know, wrestling with people that are unsafe, that he had enough of it. So
he was traveling every day. He was on. I mean, the contract was crazy. You know, I get it.
Aline also says there was rumors that Punk went after Tony, and Tony felt threatened. So, and that's the one thing about that Tony's address when he was said that CM Punk was fired. He said that he felt personally threatened, all that stuff. I'm like what the hell happened? I thought it was just him and that other dude, Jack Perry.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard anything else saying where Punk went after Tony or nothing like that. But like I'm still waiting to hear that. Like I haven't read it, but like Eileen says, there's rumors of it. But I mean, I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Eileen says Punk had issues at All In last year with the Elite. Yeah, hence one of the big reasons for Collision show. They kept the Elite and Punk apart. And so like the Young Bucks and stuff like that. And I don't remember who else it was that Punk had issues with.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I
don't know who Jungle Boy is. Like, I don't watch AEW, but I some of these guys I do know. But of course, I'm a CM Punk fan, so I followed that storyline when that all went down. Whereas Punk was, I guess, suspended. I think the Young Bucks were suspended. Jungle Boy was suspended. They brought, I think, the Elite back, and then eventually Punk came back, and it seemed like they were going in a really cool direction too, because Punk never lost the title, so he still had the title that he won, and he put a big X on it. He always does the X, and he's straight edge, does the X on his.
He's straight edge. That's why. Yeah, we get it.
So, I mean, I don't know. It seemed like they had a really good angle working up, and it would have been neat to see. But
it would have been a good angle, absolutely. Yeah.
Eileen says Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Okay, that's who the Elite is.
Okay.
I to be honest, I really do want to watch AEW because it seems like there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I can't. I can barely watch WWE because there's so many hours invested into it.
Right.
And that's so much going on. It's very, very hard. It's very hard to watch.
Was it Wednesdays at 8? Is that what it is?
Man.
I think I could be wrong. I don't know.
All right, so moving on to SmackDown here, we had Shotzi and Charlotte starting it off against Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
So that this all stems from last week. Damage Control attacking Charlotte, and I don't know who else it was. If it was Shotzi or not, I don't know. But Shotzi has
okay. Did Asuka come in that match by any chance?
So the match is going on. It seems like I think Bayley was on the top rope or second rope or whatever. She's getting ready to do a move from there to Charlotte, I believe. And Asuka came from around the I think that the announcer's table or something like that from the timekeeper's area, distracted Bayley. Asuka attacks Io Sky, and Bayley ends up getting pinned by Charlotte. So Asuka makes an appearance. Asuka wants her match. Io Sky's pissed off to no end because Asuka was there. Asuka said, "You're on for your rematch," and I think it's next week. I could be wrong though. So Asuka had a one of her typical promos then, where she's like making the crazy eyes are all big, the crazy talk. She's doing Japanese. She's talking broken English then, and she's making all sorts of crazy. I absolutely love Asuka.
Everybody loves Asuka. You can't.
It's fantastic. I just like the craziness, like the unpredictability of Asuka is what makes her so special. I think, just like the way she speaks. Not just because she's Japanese and her English isn't great, but like the rhythm she speaks in, the way she puts things, like her head movements, her eyes. Just like the unpredictability of what she's going to do next is just fantastic. I love every part of it.
That's Asuka for you. She gonna go after Io?
What's that?
Is Asuka is Asuka going to go after Io? I couldn't say that 500
times. Yeah. Well, they're having a match. They're having their rematch. Asuka's getting her championship rematch, and like I said, I think it's next week, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Mr. Paul here says, I heard a rumor that WWE paid $208 million to fix SmackDown, and they lost $145 million, and contract is up with Fox starting 2024. Will they re-up the contract or go elsewhere? I think they're going to go elsewhere.
They probably go elsewhere.
I think like they've done it so many different times where they go elsewhere. They always seem to end up back at USA, but for SmackDown, I don't know where they're going to go next, but I feel like they're going to go elsewhere. I don't think they're going to stick with Fox. I don't know why they had
well, time will tell with that. I mean,
for the longest time, SmackDown was the best show out of the two shows.
It still is. It still is. I think.
The viewership that Monday Night Raw did for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's a Friday or what it is, but SmackDown was always the better show. Yeah, always the better wrestling show. Monday Night Raw, you had a lot more of the talking and stuff like that, but it seems like Monday Night Raw is moving towards more action than before. So
yeah. Well, 3 hours of Raw isn't as boring as it used to be. We'll leave it at that.
I agree. It's not, but I still think SmackDown's the premier show.
Oh, it still is because 2 hours.
So moving forward, we have LA Knight's out in the ring cutting a promo, talking about Miz and stuff like that. Then you had that the douchebag from Down Under, Grayson Waller, come out. He and LA Knight are going back and forth. The dirtbag from Down Under brings out Austin Theory. And so now LA Knight, Austin Theory have a match, a pretty decent match. Austin Theory is a good wrestler. I think Austin Theory is a year or two away from becoming the next John Cena.
I agree.
In my opinion, he's built a little bit like John, maybe not quite as big, but he's very thick. And John Cena, when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, he was a bad guy. Not everybody liked him. He was kind of overlooked a little bit until he started getting traction. I could kind of see that eventually with Austin Theory, not now, but maybe like a year or two away if he stays under contract and continues on the road on the path he's on. I could see him turn into almost like the next John Cena.
Yeah, I definitely can. He's getting there. Yeah, definitely getting there.
So yeah, it was a good match. LA Knight ends up winning.
He's on a roll. It's 2 in a row.
I think Grayson Waller tried distracting him. Theory tried rolling him up. He was able to kick out. Then I think he got him into his finisher. I think that's how it went, if I remember correctly. And he had great promos by LA Knight. So for me, it felt like his promos were better because he didn't have the pressure of the Miz pushing, having to spar with the Miz is just himself doing the promo a little bit easier. He didn't have any fumbles or anything like that, which whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah, there are times in LA Knight's matches that he does fumble so often, a little bit here and there.
I mean, which is it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Every wrestler does it. It's not it's common.
So we had the Judgment Day versus the Brawling Brutes, which was actually for me.
How'd that go? I'm sure Judgment Day won, right?
Yeah, Judgment Day won. I was like when they announced the Judgment Day versus the Brawling Brutes, I'm like, oh my god, why are we doing this? Like, I want to like the Brawling Brutes, I really do.
I was gonna just ask you, are you tired of the Brawling Brutes? What's the deal there?
I'm getting there, but
are you? I'm getting there.
I'm a big Sheamus guy. I really like Sheamus.
I do too.
Day one, since he came in, since he was power bombing Jamie Noble on the floor. Yeah. I've always been a Sheamus guy. I've always liked Sheamus, and so I want to like the Brawling Brutes.
The human jar of mayonnaise.
What's their names? Mitch or no? What is it? I can't. I'm getting tired.
Rich Holland, right?
Ridge Holland and
Butch.
It doesn't look like a Butch, but yeah. So they're very good at Ridge Holland, which every time I watch Ridge Holland wrestle, it's always a shit show. I thought he did very well. I thought Ridge Holland did very well.
Ridge Holland's good. He's very good. He's very good.
A couple pretty good power spots. He had Damian Priest and Finn Balor on his shoulders. And he slammed them. Yeah. But anyway, fast forward through it. Judgment Day ends up winning. They're in the middle of the ring. They're getting ready. They're celebrating. They're getting ready to leave. Then Bobby Lashley's music hits.
Right. I caught that. Yes, I did see some of that.
You had Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, march their asses down, get in the ring, face to face with all three of them: Dom, Finn, and Damian Priest. They're all face to face, and Bobby Lashley said something to the effect of, you guys think you run WWE, or I don't know if he said SmackDown or WWE.
Okay.
But he said something like I don't think so. Something basically to the effect that he's challenging, I challenge you. You don't run shit. This is my show. This is my company. Basically something to that effect. And then they just split and walked away. So that's something that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be something to watch. Yeah, there's two. Lashley's still with the Street Profits, right? So
yeah,
there you go. There you go.
So then we have.
Do they have a name yet?
No, and that's why I'm like, are they going to go with Almighty? Because they came up. Almighty.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what
That was Lashley's music and Lashley's whole video thing.
Right.
So backstage wise, you had AJ Styles confront Paul Heyman and kind of get into it with Paul. Then AJ's attacked by Jimmy and gets his ass stomped by Jimmy. And so a little bit later in the show, you have the Good Brothers, and I'm not sure what the lady's name is that's with them right now. But they're backstage, and Anderson, Carl Anderson, has a phone, and they're talking about something on. I don't remember what.
Are you talking about the OC?
Yeah, the Good Brothers.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
From the OC.
Okay.
And Gallows is there, and they're all laughing and giggling. Well, AJ comes stomping over. AJ's hot. AJ's pissed. AJ says, "Where were you guys? Didn't you see me getting jumped by Jimmy again?" And they're like, "Well, no. You said you want us to stay out of your business." And he slaps the phone out of Anderson's hand, and he's yelling at them. I thought we were supposed to have each other's backs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And Gallows is shaking his head. And then, AJ says, "You know what? Forget it. I don't want your help. Stay out of my business." And he left. So, so like the OC's kind of developing cracks. Even though you don't see a whole lot out of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, at least during live shows, during the TV part of it.
Right.
So
AJ's getting pissed at those two.
Yeah.
Because they're not helping him.
And so you fast forward, AJ has a match with Jimmy.
But AJ has a big temper anyway, so I can see that.
Yeah, AJ's terrific, but he's kind of helping storylines along now. He's kind of helping push people, stepping away from the main event part of his career right now. For right now, right. So AJ has a match with Jimmy. Again, really good match. AJ's phenomenal. We all know that
he's the best.
Jimmy can wrestle. He's been doing it a long time. So it was a really good match. Eventually, Solo starts making his way down, and I kept watching to see if the Good Brothers, if Anderson and Gallows would make their way down as well, but they didn't. And so eventually, Solo goes after, if I remember correctly, AJ.
Right.
AJ avoids him. I think AJ ends up attacking him. I don't remember what AJ hit him.
Did you say Priest came down to the ringside, right?
Yeah, well, then that's in a couple minutes.
Right, sorry. Okay.
So AJ gets back into the ring while Solo's down. AJ's able to take advantage and pin Jimmy. Okay. So AJ gets over on Jimmy. Solo gets into the ring. AJ gets the hell out of there. AJ's walking, backwards up the ramp. Proud of his win. Proud of his victory. I don't need help from anybody. I just got past two members of the Bloodline. Well, then here comes Damian Priest running down the ramp and clotheslines him from behind, picks him up and tosses him back in the ring. And he kind of nods his head to Solo. Solo's there staring at him, and Paul Heyman's there, just like looking, kind of like almost like it was planned that way, kind of thing, Because I think I don't remember, but I think AJ had a run-in with Judgment Day as well earlier in the night. AJ seems to be running into everybody now.
AJ get his ass kicked.
And that's what happened. He got a spike to his throat, and that was that. Well, so another big part of this match was that Jimmy looked to Solo to help him beat AJ, and Solo wouldn't help him. Mm-hmm. So, what does that mean for Jimmy back in the bloodline? Does that mean Solo's kind of like you need to do this on your own, or is it kind of like prove yourself to the bloodline that you belong type of thing?
I think it's a prove yourself thing. Now that you say that, yeah, because
I agree.
Because Jimmy's he's not out of the bloodline, but he wants to go back into the bloodline, so he has to prove himself to be back into where he wants to go. But I don't know. It's all on Roman, though. It's all on Roman. If Roman's going to let him back in or not. Doesn't matter what Paul Heyman says.
Well, and that's what Paul Heyman said. He said, he talked. He's like, I'll talk to Roman. Well, then at the end of the show again, after I think this was after Judgment Day tossed AJ in. I believe Paul got on his phone again and said Roman Reigns, so his phone called Roman Reigns, and then he started talking to it as he walked away. So, so little things like that.
Sure.
But that was SmackDown. Not a whole lot of matches, but a lot of long matches, good matches. So it was pretty good. It was a pretty good show.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed a lot of it. That's for sure. I saw pieces of it, but I didn't see the whole thing. Good, great. I hope the LA Knight Cena Miz thing really turns out the way it turns out to be good, because it could be good. It could be really good.
I think it'd be really good.
I agree.
Or at the very least, we already seen Cena and Miz a bunch of times. Cena LA Knight, I think it would be pretty cool. Eventually, at a pay-per-view.
I would like to see Kevin and Sammy win back the tag team titles, though.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would like to see it.
I'd like to see the title split, and if that means that if Sammy and KO, get the Raw titles or something like that, then I'm fine with it. I want to see those titles split.
Yeah.
So there is two different sets of tag team champions on two different brands.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'm okay with that. And Chelsea Green, man. That poor chick, man. She can't. Oh God.
I don't know how bad Piper Niven's injury is.
She can't buy a break. Every time you turn around, she's with the tag team titles, and so she get an injury. I don't know.
Black Widow.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yep. But it sounded like SmackDown was pretty good tonight, and Raw was decent, and Payback was awesome. So, you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we have a comment here from Paul. It says, "Great show, boys." I don't know who the boys are. I'm a man, boy. I'm a man.
He's the man. I'm the boy. It's cool.
I said in my promo for the show, I said, "Join the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry, and the Boy Wonder, the Showstopper Dave." So I called you the Boy Wonder.
Hey, that's cool. I'm all right with that.
But yeah, make sure tomorrow morning you check out the Notre Dame show, the Golden Dome show, here on Out of the Box Sports. It's in 10 hours and 17 minutes.
Yeah, he's all over it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do the show reads here. The schedule,
the weekly schedule.
Weekly schedule.
There you go.
Let me pull it up there. All right, here we go. Are you ready, Dave?
I'm ready.
All right. Mondays at 4:30 p.m. All you gamers out there, check out the Joystick Junkies. Followed by the Sully Squad at 6 p.m. talking Philadelphia sports. Then, of course, don't forget about those big, beautiful blue bastards on the Big Blue Power Hour talking New York.
They're blue bastards come Sunday night. I'll tell you that right now.
Giants Cowboys is Sunday night, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about Monday night on the Big Blue Power Hour at 8:30 p.m. Yeah. Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Join Steve on the Washington Commanders podcast, talking Commanders Gridiron, talking Washington Commanders football. Then our boy Cowboy Dave and Joe Sullivan on Extra Innings, talking all Major League Baseball on Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m.
Baseball's coming to an end, guys, and we're going to playoffs around the corner, so it's going to be fun.
Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Join me with the Batcave talking New York Mets baseball. In 2 weeks, Fuji's Philly Flair will be back, 7 p.m. talking Philadelphia sports, entertainment, this, that, and the other. Anything Philadelphia, Fuji's going to talk about. Then at 8:05 p.m., the College Football Frenzy with Bill Furman and our boy Paul Spencer. And then, once again, Cowboy Dave on Dem 215 Boys at 9:30 p.m. talking Dallas Cowboy football.
Hopefully a win for Sunday night. We can talk about it on Wednesday.
There you go. Thursdays at 7 p.m., the NFC East War Room, the NFC East table, whatever you want to call it. You have Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and Washington fans on there.
We just did that yesterday. It was a very good show. It was fun. Good time.
So if you're a fan of one of those teams, be sure to tune in. Hey, if you want to be involved with it, reach out to one of us and we can see what we can do, get you on there to represent your team. I think that'd be a lot of fun for our fans to interact, and kind of defend their team, talk about their team, and shit talk the other teams. A lot of fun there. Fridays, of course, what time, what day, what time. It's the Atomic Drop Podcast, 10:30 p.m. on Fridays with myself and the Showstopper, Cowboy Dave Yarnall.
Yes, sir.
Saturdays, 11 a.m., like I was just talking about, the Golden Dome Podcast. Paul Spencer talking Notre Dame football.
2-0 to be exact. They're hot.
What is it, 2-0? Do they have 2 games already?
They're 2-0. Yep.
Then tomorrow night, 9 p.m., you'll have my very first show of the Silver and Black Lair, talking Raiders football and LA Kings hockey, pigskins and pucks, baby.
That's tomorrow night at 9?
That's at 9 p.m. tomorrow.
I will tune in for that.
I appreciate that. So right now it's going to be like a rotating, moving around a little bit. Whenever I have free time on a weekend, I'm going to do that show. Most likely at night, around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, depending on if I have to work or not. If I have to work,
if you're not camping too, right?
If I'm not camping. If I have to, I'm going to do it Sunday, so I can't do it. But I'm going to do that show every weekend now. But it's going to jump around a bit until camping season's done. I can kind of get a steadier time, and then I'll let you guys know. But like tomorrow night will be 9 p.m. And then once a month, the old school show. I'm not sure what's up next. I feel like it was the.
I believe it is the 95 Cowboys. I believe 94.
So I wasn't sure if it was it was something with the Cowboys. I wasn't sure it was the Cowboys 49ers rivalry from the 90s.
Yeah, I think that could be it too. Yes.
So that's a lot of fun. I love that I did the first episode of the old school talking about the 86 Mets with Joe. And I had a blast with it, and they just did the 93 Phillies.
Yep, we just got done. That was like 3 weeks ago.
Right, Dave?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's our show lineup, and
that was fun.
If you guys have any ideas of a show that you want to do or you want to see done, reach out to us. We'll help you guys help you out if you want to get into podcasting. We'll show you the ins and the outs and the ups and the downs, man.
We're always open to everything. That's why we're Out of the Box Sports. Except
for those 3 ways with John Cena.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on that, Eileen. I got to see where you were coming from with that one.
Let me see here. Eileen says Kenny Omega with Young Bucks. Oh, no.
We saw that earlier.
Right, the thing scrolled up on me here. I'm like, why?
That's okay.
We got 2 comments. We got Paul Spencer says Sunday, 7 p.m. pregame with Dan and Paul going at it. Cowboys and Giants and a postgame right after. So you'll have a pregame of the big game for the big Sunday night game between the Giants and the Cowboys with Paul Spencer and our boy.
I believe I'm doing post game, Joe. Very sure.
Well, there you go. We'll have Cowboy Dave, Paul, and maybe Danny on the post game, depending on how bad it goes for one of the teams. If the Cowboys get the ass kicked, maybe it's just doing a show solo.
Question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is up with who do your Raiders have this weekend?
They have the ponies, the donkeys.
Oh, the Donkeys.
Denver Donkeys.
Oh, the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Paul Spencer said the next old school show is the Niners versus Cowboys rivalry. So,
I thought that's what it was. I knew it had something with the Cowboys.
It was mentioned, but I wasn't sure if that's what was next or not.
Yeah. So your Raiders have the Broncos.
Yep.
What's the line on that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I just want.
I do believe the Raiders. I think the Broncos are favorite, but I think.
And where's the game at?
It's in Denver, I believe.
Oh, it's in Denver. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's I want to say it's 2.5 or 3.5, but I could be wrong.
Okay. No, I was just wondering where your Raiders were doing. I didn't know where they were at.
Yeah, they're definitely the underdog, but I feel like it's a field goal. But I like I said, I could be wrong with that. Mm-hmm. I'm not into too much betting. I do dabble a little bit here on FanDuel, but only like $1, $2.
And Jimmy G is the starter, correct?
Jimmy G is the starter. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you are correct, sir.
And Jacobs is back.
Jacobs is back, and he said he's ready for a full workload. He said he's ready to go. He said he's fresh.
Mhm.
So let me see here. Let me scroll. We got the Raiders Broncos. The line is 3.5. So the Raiders are plus 3.5.
There you go. Okay. I kind of like the Raiders in that game. I gotta be honest.
Oh, I like the Raiders that game.
I love the Raiders in that game. Yeah.
I hate the Broncos are the team that I hate the most. So
actually, a good friend of mine, he's a big Broncos fan. So
when I started the Las Vegas sports team with Rob about a year and a half ago, I said to Rob, I don't care if we go 2-14 at that. It was 16 games at that time.
Right.
So if we go 2-14, as long as those 2 wins are against the Denver Broncos. Now thinking about it, I don't want my team going 2-14.
I don't think the Raiders will do 2-14.
No, that's how much I hate the Broncos.
I think they have good. I think they actually have a good. If Jimmy G's healthy all year, they could have a good season this year.
It's all on the defense. So
I think Jimmy G's got to stay healthy though. That's the whole thing.
Broncos 3.5. Well, the Raiders rookie. I'll talk more about this tomorrow. But the Raiders rookie Aiden O'Connell played really well in the preseason. But again, it's preseason. But he also had a good camp and everything. So
there you go.
We'll see.
Well, good luck to your Raiders on Sunday. What time's that game?
That's the 4:05 game.
Okay.
4:05 or 4:30 something. It's a 4:00 game.
4:00 game. Okay. Well, good luck to your Raiders on against the Broncos at 4:00.
Look, your Cowboys against the Giants. I think that's gonna be a really
good. That's good. That's 8:30. That's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game. I think we can. I think we'll win it. I do. We're 3.5 point up favorite, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll agree with you. I just shut it off. So I don't.
Yeah, I think it's last time I checked it was 3.5. It could be 3, but that's 3. But anyway,
Dave, that's all I got. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we're good to go.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for checking out. We're here 2 hours and 21 minutes, almost 2 hours and 20.
Yeah, we went overboard today, didn't we?
We went way overboard with the payback talk in the beginning. That put us I think 35, 40 minutes. So, but you know what? It was a blast having Paul on here.
Hey, Paul.
Healthy. Just a little raspy voice. So, get some salt water and gargle it or something.
You know, I got to give him credit. He said he would not miss that game on Friday, and he was there.
Oh, we knew he wasn't going to miss it.
Oh, I knew he wasn't either, but I thought he was sitting up top in the when one of the booths that you could
or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Can't keep good men down. That's for sure.
1.5 minutes into the game, they're already up by 21 points, and he's.
I know what was up with that. My gosh!
Throw it, Dave. Go for the jugular.
Was there a pick 6 in there somewhere? I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say.
All righty.
All right, man.
Anything else, Dave?
We're good.
All right. Thanks for checking.
Eileen, thank you for checking in. We appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Eileen, Adam, Paul.
Adam, Paul. Yep.
I think that was our only.
And if you're out there watching the show, please chime in because we would love to hear from you. We really would.
Guys, comment. It's not a big deal. That don't get all nervous. You just put a comment out there. We're not going to make a dick out of you.
Yeah.
One of the regulars, like an Adam. We kind of have a back and forth, which is a lot of fun. So.
Yep. Good times. Yep.
All right.
And we appreciate everybody. We really do.
Absolutely. Remember, check us out. Like, follow, subscribe. Please subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch. We're also on the TikTok and Instagram. We got one more comment.
Uh-oh. Eileen?
It is Eileen.
It's got to be Eileen.
A little hand waving. Bye-bye. See ya.
Eileen, we'll miss you.
Remember, Eileen, tomorrow you got Paul on the Golden Dome.
Golden Dome. Yep, I'm sure Eileen will check in for that.
At 9 p.m. again. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Your day's already planned out, Eileen. Cancel everything else. That's what you got.
There's Notre Dame Irish team there.
Yep. All right.
All right, big man. You ready to get out of here?
I'm ready for bed, buddy. I am tired. So
I'm getting there myself.
All right.
All right. Thanks again, everybody.
Yep, thank you. See you guys next week.
Yep. Later.